The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Dave's Drama Diner, episode 13. I am your host, Devious Dave Rose, and thank you for joining us here today. As always, let's start off the show by thanking all those that have chosen to take their time, to spend their time with us here today. Let me just do this here. Alrighty, and yeah, it's been a bit since the Drama Diner has opened, but we have quite the meal in store for everyone. If you look down at the description, you will see today's special. We're going to start off with a little Phony Tempura, followed alongside with some S.E. Steve Stinky cheese, accompanied by McKinnon and Moore Meatloaf, followed with some YR Yellowtail tuna, and there might be a few little treats here and there sprinkled between the meals. So as I said earlier, but I did somewhat mess up my line, and has happened from time to time. It's been a bit since I opened the diner. Let's show our gratitude and appreciation for all those that have chosen to spend their time with us here today. So at the top of the list, we've got the one, the only, the kingpin of New York City, Foulmouth Ken. We've got a fellow Ontarian, Danimal. We've got It's Bullseye, the legend killer. The man who yields the mighty wrench, Chad himself. We got Jay Diz. We've got the Reddit of Scott McKinnon. We've got It's the Costanza, MN Vikings fan. Jason King. Tab. Tab also released a great video earlier today titled Dropping Donations. Very good video, Tab. Good eye. We've got Almighty One. We've got Bry Guy. We've got a very special guest and a very good man, Biolant Beats. We got Casey is Raw. Who else do we have here? Oh, we got Seaman. We got Bam. I got to keep scrolling down. Oh, the Brandon Harbin, the man with two first names. Coda's here. Barracoda. Joey Z. Apparently a lot of people were quite hungry. So you got Joey Z saying, I've been needing this. Oh, look, it's one of the fake accounts. Let's read. Oh, look, DDR is poking his nose into other people's business. Wonder if he's going to stop the clip every 2 seconds to congratulate and prop himself up. No, I don't have to, stop it every 2 seconds. I could just make the show praising myself. It's perfectly fine. But the fact is, no, you're going to be exposed as the losers. Because we know it's the three of you. It's Scunty McFuckface. We've got Chris Moore, recent male to female transition, whatever, monster, demon. And we've got Alan the pussy-ass faggot Quills. But, yeah, have some patience. Your kind isn't allowed here in the diner. You can watch from the windows like Little Runt would back in a Charles Dickens novel. But we are going to proceed with the meal as planned. Shout out to the man with the golden eye and the golden gun, Travis TLC. He has done a great job in exposing the language that's utilized by these fake accounts. He's also produced a great video that destroys Scunty terribly by showing how he claims that he doesn't make fake accounts and then admits, yeah, that was a fake account. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. That's correct, Bam. A window licker. Oh, welcome to the Goon. So, yeah, we know the rejects, the reprobates are watching, as they always do, and the thumbs down will continue to increase in number. But that's fine, because every time somebody makes a fake account, we got them. That the rights. Hey, Scunty, dead to rights. And it's so funny because the list keeps growing and growing, and I mean, it's just so funny. So funny. You know, technically, we can take that list and just put it like copy paste right into the community settings of a YouTube channel. That means that none of those channels will ever come back in, even when you start changing the names. Not like we didn't fucking notice that, idiots. Oh, you know, it was called one thing one month, and then it's called another thing another month. Oh yeah, we're not going to notice that. Idiots. Fucking so pathetic. That's right, Chrissy Moore. All right. Oh, on a side note, a very proud accomplishment I have. I now have 5 crows in my murder. And they're getting quite accustomed to me, and the number keeps growing. So that's it was only 4 literally a few days ago. So that's really cool. So, now that I've whet your appetite, let us begin with today's first course. Let's talk about Phony Tony. Phony Tony was on YR's show yesterday, and he said several different things. They were on for 5 hours, 14 minutes. And I called in to share a few things, and obviously Tony, being the prima donna bitch that he is, seems to think that he's more important and that he can, I guess, somehow maintain control of the show, even though it's not his. And every time he's confronted with the fact that if he wants to be the one who holds the baton and leads the band, which is the person who owns the channel gets to do that, and if YR says, shut your fucking mouth, let me talk, Tony, then you shut your fucking mouth and you let YR talk, Tony. But if that's something that you can't do, nothing's stopping you from making your own account. You have your own YouTube account, which means you have your own YouTube channel. So what's the difficulty here? Too stoned? Too stupid? No, it's because you're a prima donna bitch. That's what it is. You have to be the center of attention all the time. And whether it be by annoying people with the piano, not even having the foresight to say, maybe let's just switch it up, rather than this really tinny, fucking high-pitched piano sound every fucking time. You have a fucking keyboard there with probably hundreds of instruments you could utilize. Hundreds! Because, you know, you're the rich man, blah, blah, blah. You know, again, getting rich through getting into traffic accidents isn't what I call, you know, something I'd like to do. But regardless, is that what's stopping you from literally just switching over to an organ or maybe some horns, strings? Nothing. It's all about you, Tony. It's all about you. And we're going to play a few clips from yesterday's show. And I'm going to try to get to the point, to some of the points here. Because you'll also notice that Tony is very, very bad at confrontation, very passive-aggressive, and that is the character trait of a pussy. So, yeah, okay, so you think that you can kick to 6'5". Okay, Jesse Sr., you know, like, it doesn't fucking change the fact that you're a pussy, okay? And it's the way that you conduct yourself that reveals who you are. So let's listen to a few things here. And also keep in mind that technically Tony is becoming... and I'm not too sure if this is exposure to or because it was his natural evolutionary state, but I believe that he is becoming the next Mellow. So and you notice this because YR will be talking, and look, I enjoy watching YR streams. Sometimes they get annoying and stuff, but they've been getting better, especially since fucking piece of shit illegal has been gone. And then now YR has to compete with a guy who he invited on his show, who wants to talk over him, who wants to fucking play music, who doesn't he even have the common courtesy just to fucking listen. Oh, there's the audible. There's the cue. Gotta shut up. Oh, shit. Sorry, I talked over you. Why? No fucking consideration. It's just like, let me just play piano all the time. Let me just fucking be the center of attention. Are you surprised Joe Cronin didn't let you on there? I mean, that's his attitude. Well, I would say much less. Yeah, he's a prima donna, Joe is, but not even close to Tony's level, because Joe can literally walk away from his own show for fucking 20 minutes because he gets pissed off. So he's clearly doesn't want to, you know, be in the center of attention at that point and stuff. Not Tony. Not Tony. Before I continue, let's go back to the chat here. A lot of conversations, but I've got a lot of stuff to go through, so I'm not going to discuss it If I see something important or pertinent, I will raise it. Yeah, Seaman, today we're coming out swinging. Everyone's going to get a piece. Chad makes a good point, which I do want to raise. He says, Travis, I love it when they change their name to something recent, but forgot to change their profile picture from the Junebug troll they used the account for before. Yeah, again, foresight. Stupid people just don't seem to have it. Just a little bit of foresight. I mean, I remember a time where people would actually put effort into their trolling, effort into just anything that they did. We live in a world filled with a bunch of fucking schlubs. All right, to the clips. So yeah, I'm just reminding you we're going to encounter a lot of mellowisms here. And again, just you'll notice just Wire will say something simple and then Tony will just simply repeat it. But not even listen. He's not listening. He heard what fucking Wire said. So that's why he just repeats it, but he's not listening. There's a big difference. You can hear something, but then you hear it in your own mind whatever the way you want to. You're not actually listening to that person.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
used
say
a specific word. What did you say though? You get what I'm saying though? Like say what what did you say?
I don't know if I said take you to big times. I don't know if I said pepped you up or if I said
believe this that the
Hold on.
the
It's a good way for me to monitor my outrage with this is to watch my comments in the chat.
That's what God.
That's how you can see good progression.
He had to create the garage and
Like and smells. But
The only time I had white
Oh yeah, Jesse's talking about strawberry cough. Fucking Tony's like, strawberry cough doesn't taste like strawberries. It does. That fucking I had it a few months ago, I believe, and then a few months prior to that, and it was fucking delicious. And yeah, it tastes absolutely like fucking strawberries.
Rhino, the shit looked like it was probably like this.
that's
thick,
an old strain, old school.
this thick of fucking THC, and you
Yo,
look
these
into
guys
it,
really
you're
doing like the
Garguts is a piece of shit. He's a fucking idiot. I mean, like, and Nicky was right today. Nicky was right today when he fucking just obliterated Gargle Nuts. But it's just, god damn it.
fucking
Where's
weed
green?
talk like you do, Tony? Are they still in that
You can
bitch?
barely see it.
It looked like you just rolled it around in like
Yeah.
sugar.
So yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
It was Mayhem Fest in 2009 that day, and the only reason
All right, so that's where the story should end. But Garguts can't end a story like that. Of course, Meth Head Jesse would recommend that. So let's hear what happens with, oh, guys, that wasn't enough? You guys didn't like that? All right, well, I'm going to...
Well, I've also started to notice that from fucking Tony, Mr. Phony Tony Baloney has done exactly that. Somebody will say something, I did this. Oh, yeah, this. Let's talk about this.
And walking to the stage, which means he wasn't fucking... Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, so he'll say, listen, he's just going to be like, come on, man. Like, shut the fuck up.
Hanging out with Corn, hanging out with fucking Lamb of God. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, man.
Really?
Come on, bro.
Oh, 6 times. Great contribution. He's fucking rolling. He's fucking consumed.
we finally get to smoke this shit, and I was like, we can taste it with the cough.
Dude, don't you ever.
But I was,
Oh my god.
and he walked in, and he was like, oh yeah, the only person that's not gonna come is Randy. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, this Randy guy they're talking about, this Randy Viper guy, he's the biggest faggot ever. He's fucking Big Joe fan. fucking hates the fact that I talk truth. And I showed up the other day in Drew's chat. Drew was interacting with me, no problem. Drew and I have never really had an issue. He knows that his, stuff really isn't my cup of tea, but I'll tune in sometimes. I like, the interaction. And there's some topics that, I think he covers well, like the murder mysteries and serial killers and stuff. He does well on that stuff. But, I show up in Drew's chat and fucking this piece of shit has a conniption. He's like, oh, you call people joggers. Fucking, and then he just disappeared and obviously he went off to, I think Joe was on at that same time. But yeah, come on, puss.
That was the day that my chick was calling me on my fucking tablet. Or this guy.
Wait, is this you?
He right here.
Wait.
So
Oh, hey, that's
he has to beat it now.
Then 12.
That's how we know why. Let's do 21, 2030.
Yes. Yep.
21.
Tickets. Just to
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get to that point.
High end.
It's like stuck in between two
just
here.
throwing everybody.
sponsored by Iron fucking Maiden. I got the
So, oh man. So here we go. Let's see.
Jesus Christ. Danny
No.
MT.
Oh, yeah. So, just to bring it a bit ahead of, because the clip brings it up. So, YR's pulling this gimmick, this little fucking skit. And the problem is people are starting to believe that it's real. So then I start getting messaged by people, including Danny, who says, I literally have them all blocked. I'm not watching, but people are telling me that I'm there or that I'm calling in and I'm not. And, some people in the chat were actually starting to think, yeah, Danny was trying to get into the fucking stream. And that doesn't really, when you do that, that doesn't help your case, YR. It doesn't progress the statements that you're trying to say. And then he got pissed off because I just mentioned that. I called into the show and mentioned that. And he was like, oh, well, so you're telling me I can't do skits now. The thing is, though, again, you can't act like a bitch, YR. Okay, stop being a Tony. Just because somebody's telling you, okay, this is what's happening from what you're doing, doesn't mean somebody's literally telling you, don't do something. Stop being stupid, okay? 2021 is the year of no more stupid. Nobody's saying that, but think of the repercussions that happen when you do that, okay? And I personally don't like to be harassed, and, I think I've conveyed it to Danny, but I'll do it again. And this applies to YR and everyone else in this matter. Whatever problems you have with Danny are your problems with Danny. They don't involve me. They don't include me. Don't even try to fucking bring me into this shit. Just like they did, actually, on a previous show where they're like, what do you think of Danny and the this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's the episode where I was like, look, I'm not involved. Don't involve me. I did talk to Danny. I told him, I didn't agree with the way that he was acting. I thought it was, below him and that he doesn't have any grounds to stand on if he can't just fucking ignore these trolls who are, blatantly trying to fucking trigger him. And, fuck, the guy blocked YR and all that. He's in here. He's chatting. He's not starting problems, but he's not fucking calling YR. So, YR needs to start to listen as well. He needs to stop being a Tony. Start to listen to what people are saying. Not hear what you want to hear. Not hear what you think is what's being said. Listen. And say, oh, well, Dave's not telling me to stop, but Dave also is telling me he's kind of sick and tired of fucking getting harassed by all these people because, something that I'm doing as a joke, though people don't even know it's a joke, are thinking it's real. Okay? Let's continue.
This is the third time me telling you, stop fucking calling in.
Just walking, bro. We haven't even got to the
fucking
date.
upset.
Hang out with you. And then, but we will put Kind Bud.
Imagine you smell.
The weed just came out. Is that what you were looking when this shit was fucking? The fuck you talking about?
Like this.
You are a moron, bro.
Takes one to know one, I guess, Tony.
Like you're actually starting to see color now.
People started making that.
Yeah.
Like.
Really?
Oh my god, please.
The Just
All right, real quick. That Joe basically is doing a summer barbecue party.
Storybook I'm listening to. And this is ridiculous.
Orange hairs is good.
Dude, hold on, Danny. What? Danny, what? What?
This
Fucking kids calling again,
Hold
dude.
on, listen.
Bootleg fucking distilleries making them on the go and like.
What's up? Yo.
No, nothing. I was talking to him.
No case. They have nothing. Are they coming to me? No. Is anybody coming to me? No. Is anybody coming?
Right. But the fact is, I call in. Absolute
About how basically.
Let's hear little Dave Rose.
I'm gonna fucking nip.
Give a verb.
Man, it's your land.
Those fraud ass hoes.
And I'm just like, yo, bring on the conversation. Sorry, bring on the conversation.
To answer Randy real quick, first of all, that I fuck with. No.
Also, I must have passed over the thing. It happened quick, but Tony, you're retarded. Fact is, you're constantly fucking telling Keith to laugh. So is YR. YR the other day was like telling him to smile, and he didn't want to fucking smile. Like, forcing this kid to fucking do this shit. And, like, then there's, like, Tony goes on this fake laugh run, and then, you know, poor Keith has been told to fucking do it, so, and then it goes on for, like, fucking 3-4 minutes. That's not fucking funny. You're just making yourself look like an idiot. Again, the ground below your argument is just sand. It's constantly breaking away and falling apart, and it's gonna, you know, fall out from underneath you, Tony.
Mm-hmm. If someone does it, if he doesn't say that or whatever, and just says something to me, then he'll tell me anything or whatever. He worries about my safety.
Well, listen.
Again, with the voice changer.
I think
we hit on all the.
You know what people do with shitty cars? They get shitty car mods. You know, you don't necessarily see anyone with good taste or class modifying their Ferrari or their Maserati.
Gargi lies, and like I said, I missed that last 20 minutes. That probably had some more nonsense. But in the 2 hours that we spent, I think we went over a lot of the fucking nonsense that was said by not only Gargi, of course, and obviously Gargi's things there, like I say all the time, harmless. And hey,
let's take a moment to recognize the YR program in the chat and respond to his statement where he says, dude, then he says, relax, then he says, I'm not forcing anyone. You have to finish your sentence. And I respond with, I don't rage quit streams, YR. So, if anybody needs to relax, I think it's you. Let's continue.
It got to a point, I mean, I wish I had a little more time because there was a few things on Cronin's.
My God, this guy doesn't need a fucking wristwatch. He needs a fucking calendar. He moves so fucking slow.
Stream that he said that, you know, maybe we'll look into tomorrow or the day after.
Why don't you have time right now?
Because I have to find him. Because he said
what about people calling in?
Officially open.
Keith.
Discussed what we needed to discuss as far as T stuff. I mean, now can't call, you know.
Devious Dave Rose. Huh!
Fucking trash, Tony.
You ready for this game tonight, Rose? I'm excited.
Yeah, I got it.
This is on. You got the thing, but for people on, TV, it's on a different channel tonight, so it's kind of.
Also, I put myself on Do Not Disturb specifically so as to not receive any calls during the meal, and I won't have any interruptions to the meal. You can speak about this after I'm done, YR, but but you're not going to interrupt the meal and try to secretly add some spices to the bland dish of the Yellowtail YR and try to impress people and convince them that, it wasn't bad quality meat in the first place.
Confusing it
Not that we serve any bad quality meat here at the diner.
first. It's on USA.
What, Dave? You smell like trash? What'd you say?
See, look at this passive-aggressive bullshit. Oh, you smell like trash? He literally heard that I said I called him trash. It's just like, this is like dealing with a 5-year-old who thinks he can, beat up a fucking 20-year-old. Just like, kid, you don't seem to understand what you're doing. And I'm certainly not qualified as a, personal support worker, as a retard wrangler, so...
I said you're trash, and you know it.
Smell like trash?
Like,
see, again, repetition, although the sign of a very limited mind, doesn't make it correct. And again, if you're getting laughs at that, then you're fucking retarded. It's like laughing at fucking tipping over a glass of water or something. It's like, what? Are you that stupid?
Can't change it.
And you can hear it in my voice because it's just like he's slowing shit down. I wanted to call in specifically to talk about some stuff to YR. And even sort of agree, because I was thinking of doing a diner yesterday, and I said, no, I'll give the spice to YR because I knew he was going live, because I wanted to discuss the fact that I thought that he was somewhat railroaded during Street Smarts, and I did take issue with the fact that a couple of the questions weren't worded properly, so there was problems in the factuality of the response or the answer that Lucky gave. And again, the continual usage of mob movies for entertainment questions when it's not the only fucking genre out there. So I wanted to call in to basically, throw my towel, behind YR and basically shows support for him. Oh, Simo apparently is sending a message. You will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. I will always be around, watching, waiting, and you will all be in a world of shit. Scott has made that's like one of these doomsday cults that keeps updating their doomsday every year. Oh, well, we got this slightly wrong, but next year's the year. So... And let's get out of that chat, because this is obviously it was accidentally added to this, this homosexual conversation here. So, Inspector Todd's in there. That makes sense. So, confirmed homosexual and degenerate and potential communist. So, I'll have to send the new McCarthy after them. Back to the chat quickly, just to catch up with all the. I knew the trolls would be coming. Let's see what else. What else do we got? Here's the thing, though, Danny. I'm gonna take your wrench if if you're gonna just be a Dave Rose with the fucking wrench, So let them say their things. I don't want anyone, unless it's Simo or fucking Alan Quills or Scunty. I don't want anyone banned. And if you think they need to be timed out, let me know. But it looks like I'm missing a lot here. So we got YR saying, why do you call in my shows if you nitpick everything? I don't get it. Because I see so much potential in you, YR. And I enjoy your company, and I enjoy talking to you and stuff. But I see so much potential in you, and, it's sort of wasted. And, the fact is, you're still acting like a baby. People are telling you things that are true. Could be me, could be Ken, could be Nikki. But then you just you have this little tantrum. So it's not really, I don't know, it's not really something that you can sort of dismiss easily. Let's see here. It's funny, though. Some people are like, is there any structure for the show? I'm going through the structure. Everyone knows that. But, hey, what can you do? These people are too stupid to be able to work with the aside. But, then again, we'll get to that because we'll be analyzing that in a moment. No, nobody's saying fire Keith and Tony YR. See, again, this is the childish, mentality. Oh, just fire. I told you, take control of your Tony. It's Tony who's fucking out of control there. Everyone's fucking said this. Let's see. Salty Cameron here is here apparently. Apparently, hold on. Wire says, but Rose, I can get Jesus Christ on and it will be an issue. No. Let's continue here with Tony being trash.
So,
No, just saying what you smell like.
come on, guys. Come on.
You're acting like an absolute child.
We're on the same team here.
Oh, why'd you say I'm trash?
Firing.
You came on and you said I'm trash.
It's funny though that you're making fun of Garguts on many different things, and yet you are quite identical to him in many of those things. But see, the thing is though,
and YR, it's no coincidence that I'm not the only one who says that fucking Tony is trash, and it's not because people think, oh, he's not untalented. No, it's because he's fucking ruining your shows, man. Why don't you fucking stop, being a baby and accept the fact that this is criticism, constructive criticism. Now, see, the thing is, then you've got to, YR says, I bust my ass to make sure you guys don't get offended. The problem is then you're not focusing on what it is, okay? It's not about offense, okay? The issue is there are certain things that you do that cause problems afterwards. And you don't really look at the repercussions. You don't really think of what's going to come afterwards. Look at this kid fucking... You know what? I'm going to ignore you. Don't make me time you out. I'm going to ignore you until I continue through this. But you're acting like such a fucking child. I don't know how much simpler to make it, but we can discuss that once I'm done reviewing all of this. Because, yes, you are acting like a baby, as the man with two first names is confirming. Almighty One says, YR blocked me in his chat for no reason, too. I can't believe him and Danny are from my city.
It's not about you, although you try to make it about you with all the...
Guys, I mean, the consistency is off the charts here.
Fucking playing of the music and forcing Keith to dance like some...
I might sound like a broken record to some, but to other people, it's just like, yeah, he's pointing out a serious problem that continues to occur. He's also provided solutions to those problems, like a proper engineer.
Sort of monkey. I called with some greater things.
What are you talking about, dude? You're a fag. You're a fag.
So now he starts with the whole fag stuff, okay? Now what's going to happen is I'll eventually just say he's a homosexual, just straight out homosexual, okay? Now he called me a fag, so obviously we know that is the colloquial term for a homosexual. But listen to how much of a bitch he is once that occurs.
Exactly.
That's what you got. Like, what are you talking about? We're doing a show. You're so, like, somber and such, like a mopey. Why don't you go...
Yeah, because I called in, and the first thing I got to do is deal with this piece of shit. Fact is, I already told you, I want to call in and throw my towel behind YR. Show my support for what occurred on Street Smarts.
Mope in the fucking corner with your fucking thumb.
Yeah, like I'm going to waste my energy on fucking Tony, who, again, you say anything to him, oh, you smell like trash? Why am I even going to fucking try to waste my energy on that shit?
Go cry like a baby.
See, the thing is, you're the one who's fucking constantly crying about Garguts, not Gargi, because that also, yet again, confirms your homosexuality. His name's it's not the Gargi show, it's Garguts, okay? And this whole thing, this obsession with like, oh, I started this name first. It wasn't Danny MT, it was me, blah, blah. Dude, it's fucking pathetic, man. It's more pathetic than Joe saying that, he originated everything.
I'm referring to you
we're having fun, dude.
Energy.
We're having fun. We're having
that
fun.
You need referred.
Yeah, that's not what we do. On
some of the comments in the chat were actually sort of confirming that Tony was trash and they weren't having fun.
Your channel, you can talk like.
Oh, in your channel. Well, that's what I'm doing on my channel. But you, bitch, still haven't started your channel that you could easily do.
That's what you try to do on this channel.
Because you know what happened, Dave? You know what happened?
Now he's, going up with a high-pitched voice, because that is what bitches do.
Happened when you were on Joe Cronin's channel? They lost subs. They lost.
No, actually. The thing is, though, they may have lost some people who were offended by me, Patreons and such, but then they gained more. And we all know that goes and ebb and flows. Regardless of co-hosts on Monetize This, it's the fact that the people that are going to monetize this are the ones that are accumulated from the wrestling shows. And as we know, wrestling, being a fickle beast, has ups and downs in the industry. Again, this coming from a guy who's literally just an infant compared to everyone else due to their longevity here. Travis has been here way longer than fucking Tony. YR's been here way longer than Tony. I've been here way longer than Tony and worked with fucking Cronin directly for close to, at least 6 years. On and off, yes, but for 6 years. And he's going to try to fucking tell me what's what?
Lost 20, 30 subs. Because you talk and you just talk like...
Well, see, no, that's another thing is Joe would keep me appraised as to people telling him, oh, Dave Rose, he sucks, I'm quitting because of you. Or, oh, I like Dave Rose. Or, oh, can you have Dave Rose talk about this subject? Or you don't know about that shit.
And then they gain
so you can
more
take
subs.
your boring shit
and then
you
they
can go
said, why
else.
is Dave gone?
Right,
Dave should come back.
Hey.
See, again, he's not even listening. Again, YR, how can you let yourself be disrespected like this? How? Because this is the type of person who, whether it's me or it's even you, the host, actually, the main host, the owner of the channel, how can he just think he could just not even listen? He dismisses you and just talks over you. Intelligent people don't need to do this. Obviously, ergo, he's not intelligent, but this is just plain as day.
No, thank you, because then people started to demand me to be there.
Sure.
So, well, they did.
See, just because he can't comprehend such a thing isn't my problem. Now, it could be the drugs, could be going through the fucking windshield, could be that he was naturally born fucking genetically deficient and stupid, but, I mean, the facts are the facts. I mean, water is wet. You can put your hand in water and not have enough fucking nerves in your hand to not detect that wetness, that moisture, but doesn't mean that water isn't wet.
Regardless, YR, how are you doing tonight?
See, I wanted to move on. This is the guy that kept fucking trying to do it. Remember, he called me fag first. We're coming up to that.
Night, as opposed to Tony, who's on his rag, clearly.
Oh, the game's starting here, and we had to go over this Danny MT stuff because he's just gone way off the
I understand.
thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do want to address a few things about Danny MT. Is you guys were trying, mostly you, YR, but Tony as well, trying to get me to talk shit about him on some previous show.
Yep, they did.
And I wasn't going to take the bait. But the fact is, I did speak to Danny MT a few weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. Like, it was basically after you guys were, like, going hard on him on air. And I basically told him,
from the mouth of babes, people, from the mouth of babes.
No uncertain terms that, that...
Also, shout out to the 54 fake viewers that are watching. Thank you for those 22 thumbs down. I hope to see many, many more.
Like, he shouldn't be coming to me to bitch about all this sort of shit, that he brought it on himself, that he really, if he's going to claim intelligence and stuff, then he's got to act that way, and he can't be just throwing out death threats and just,
And I may have said it again, said it before, but I'll say it again, and he agreed. And he's also talked to Ken since that point. And since the time that, I'm referring to here, which was prior to this. And it's all worked out, but it just seems to be that, I don't know, it's YR and them who are trying to keep this flame alive.
Giving up to, to some desire to fucking hurt people when you think logically it's pointless. Especially over the stuff that, he's been going on about. So, I want to let you know, YR, that I did speak to him. It was like, I think I spoke to him for like over an hour one day, and I ended up going to sleep like 2-3 in the morning. But I told him, I was like, look, man, like...
Yeah, we had a long conversation. But I laid it out. I was straight up with him, laid it out clear, and and it was a good conversation.
You're letting yourself get triggered. You're letting yourself get played, and the power's with you to fucking stop, talking all this shit. And he agreed, and that was then. I don't know what exactly he said. I heard some of the stuff that he was saying here on Gargut's show, not Gargi, because that just reveals your homosexuality there, Tony.
Remember, he called me fag first.
But
that you gay? Because I fucked a lot more bitches than you will ever fuck. Trust me.
So now we get to a very important crux of the psychology of the narcissist, known as Tony. I'm sure you all noticed it if you actually even bothered to watch Wire's stream from yesterday, and very few usually do. But if you bothered to watch it, you would have seen that this obviously hit a nerve. It hit a nerve. So, yeah, it's fine for him to start straight off by calling me a fag and me just fucking wiping it right off. But when I literally call him a homosexual, he now reveals himself. And it's just great because now we start to see, very much like Skunty's case, a sad little boy. One who thinks that accumulation is the point of life. The guy said he's owned like 30 some odd vehicles in his life. Now, unless he was actually flipping them, which I, tip my hat to that because that's not a bad business. What is the, what's the purpose of saying that? Because it's like, if maybe you keep having to buy one because you keep getting in accidents, it sort of speaks to your character of being a really shitty driver. And as such, and I've always said this, you can judge a person's place in society by how they drive. Absolutely. So, again, he's like, I've owned all these cars, or I've got all this money on my account, or I've toured, this stuff. So is he, okay, so if we're going to go with that sort of logic, let's say someone who's decided to dedicate themselves to a higher power, to say God, if you choose to use that word. And they either became a Buddhist monk, perhaps a nun, Gregorian monk, a priest. Their contribution to society is garbage compared to Tony because he fucked so many chicks and he went on tour, right? Because that really is the basis of what is important in life, right? Accumulation, numbers, quantity over quality, right? And I'm only raising this point because of the fact on how he reacted. Because, again, I love examining psychology, and I love to expose individuals like this. But, okay, so what we see here is someone who has now been triggered through the use of a certain word, who feels attacked, despite the fact that they tried to use that attack on me, obviously didn't function. And I think that has aggravated the stimuli. So before we continue, Almighty One in the chat raises a good point. Tony has that middle school and high school mentality. Absolutely. This is that, I would say, that high school girl or the junior high school girl who needs to pose for photos, exaggeratedly, who needs to be the center of attention, needs to be a fucking prima donna. And, if they don't get that affirmation, then the world comes to an end. They can't accept the possibility that they are not the star of the show. Before we continue, we've got Inspector Todd, who was part of that homosexual chat, listening to Simo. So your status here is very questionable, I will say, which sort of confirms my suspicion of you for quite some time. But if you're listening to what Chrissy Moore is saying, then, you're quite confused. Let's see here. Okay, so we were examining the psychology of Tony being triggered and trying to make it sound like fucking having a huge number of fucks or, notches, whatever you want to call it, is somehow makes him superior to me. Okay, well, first of all, he doesn't even know what I've accomplished in life. And as I've said many times, if I was literally to die today, I would die happy. What I've accomplished, what I've provided, and what I've established that will continue to live on far long after I'm dead, gives me satisfaction. And that's without any kids. Imagine if I fucking had kids. The knowledge that I could spread amongst the world, the good deeds that I could give back. But I've already accumulated a lot of that. Or not accumulated, I should say. I've added to that. Not accumulated. That's the thing. I like to live a minimalist lifestyle. It's not about possessions to me. Tony, however, being a millennial, okay, so sorry guys, I know many of you are in the chat are millennials, but this is one of those traits that seems to be very prevalent, is that this sense of heightened importance. Costanza in the chat makes a great fucking statement. We call those kinds of guys fuck boys. Oh man, that's fucking good. See, yeah, I might give you a fucking Harvard-style definition, but it's the truly wise who are capable of using a simple word like that to transverse all that language and give us the proper definition. Cheers to you, good sir. All right, so we've established this now. Let's hear me, who's heard this argument before, try to progress this, because again, I was calling in the fucking praise YR, show support for Street Smarts, and Tony's got to make it about him. So let's listen to Dave Rose have to deal with Phony Tony.
Yeah, and sexuality there, Tony. But
that you're gay? Because I fucked a lot more bitches than you will ever fuck. Trust me.
Also, that was two ad hominems. It's not only like, oh, I'll fuck more girls. It's like, oh, so you're gay. But you called me gay first, and then I responded later on, a few minutes later. And now, oh, well, you're gay. Dude, you are pathetic.
Yeah, and...
thank you. Move on. Keep moving. Keep moving.
Well. No, see, the thing is, though, you also were...
So he can slip the jab, but I've got to keep moving? No, that's not how it works.
Saying that accumulation was the...
See, maybe I'm just, like, wasting my time trying to speak to a soulless... organic portal, as they are called, in realms of the esoteric. But essentially it's somebody who, although they look human, they have no soul. Look it up, organic portal. Very, very interesting information into there. But it just goes to show. So let's continue.
The point of life. Anyone with a spirituality knows it's not the case. But then again, you're the one who recently turned his life around because, I found out about a vegetarian diet.
Yeah, it's like these fucking, hipsters who decide to go vegan. So they've got their fucking man bun. They're fucking like, oh, dude, my chai latte, and dude, and like I'm eating extra soy and blah, blah. It's just like, so you've never bothered to look into, say, those 1,000-year cultures that, say, reside in India that were purely vegetarian or of a very healthy manner? You've never bought. You just take what North America says, right? Because North America, being so ancient, has so much accumulated knowledge compared to the rest of the world and all these other primitive cultures that you don't have to look into that, right, Tony? That's fucking pure American jingoism right there.
Meanwhile, I ask you about microbiotics, and you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Fuck, man, that line, let's go back, because this line, for anyone who knows what they're talking about, knows about health, literally is the fucking, it's like nuking somebody. BB in the chat will know this shit. I think maybe a few other people will as well, but BB for sure knows this shit.
Relation was the point of life. Anyone with a spirituality knows it's not the case. But then again, you're the one who recently turned his life around because, oh, I found out about a vegetarian diet. Meanwhile, I ask you about microbiotics and you have no idea what I'm talking about. Now,
What
continuing
difference does
back
that
on
make?
somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
I
why
still
they're
fuck more
making
bitches than
fun-
you.
No,
So
but
I can
see,
call
again,
argue whatever I want.
No, but
If
no,
it's
you can't. See
homosexual,
that?
No, see that. No, it's just like our next course, Stinky Cheese. I can do whatever I want. No, you can't. No, you can't. Can you do whatever you want there on Gargut's show? No. Oh, can you do whatever you want there on Joe's show? Oh, no.
or not, it doesn't matter because I can sit here and say, bro, you'll
No,
never
see,
ban. You
again,
never.
You can say whatever you want, Tony. You can say whatever you want, but it still doesn't make it true, and it still doesn't give it any validity either.
You'll
But
never
that's the
get to
thing,
where
though.
I've got.
I hope I never go through fucking windshields to the rate that you have, for sure. I sure is. If I ever get to the point where I can't think to the extent that, well, if I ever get to the point where my thinking is at your speed, I'll kill myself. I will fucking euthanize myself. I'll do whatever it takes that I can physically be dispatched. Because I could not stand to be such a fucking moron. I'll never be and to impose such stupidity onto the world.
Fucking fake.
Remember, service to self, I am. Service to others, I am. Service to self is Tony.
Type artist.
Thank you.
And I'm perfectly fine with that, but that's the
Well,
thing.
as long
though.
as you are.
You try to claim some sort of superiority due to, oh, I fucked so many girls. Okay.
Nope. Just
And-
claiming what you called me.
No, but that's exactly what you just did. You literally just try to say, oh, okay, well, I fucked this many girls, so that makes me superior to you. No, but see, the thing is, though, you're intellectually inferior to me. Okay, so that alone...
Yeah, if this triggers people, I'm not going to apologize, okay? No, I'm not. No, bad, Dave. See, that's a Canadian trait. Not going to apologize. It's just the facts. If the facts offend you, then get off this planet, remove yourself from this reality. If you don't like that water is wet, find a dimensional portal and go to a world where water isn't wet. Or, remove yourself from existence.
And spiritually, and my knowledge on diet and stuff, you've been shamed multiple times here. So okay, just because you were pimped out by a record company, you were made to look all metrosexual, which again, if you get all the girls all hopped up on some sort of drug, I'm sure it's easily to ply them and groom them. But again, that doesn't make you some sort of American hero, bud.
Bro, I'm just responding to you calling me.
Okay, hold on. Danny, last warning, do not block anybody. Okay? Tony from Revere was blocked. I didn't want him blocked in my chat. Okay? Last warning. Okay, basically there's targets for only 3 fucks in this chat. Skunty, Chrissy, and Alan the fuck. That's it. Nobody else. And I definitely better not see Seaman fucking blocked. All right, let's continue.
Homosexual.
Well,
That's
again, if you understood the reference.
And I did that. I took that moment because Tony sent me a message on Skype. He's like, I wasn't blocked in the chat because that's just lame. I could have told you my ex-management sent cease and desist to all videos that were on YouTube to have them take them down. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. I guess that's because I removed them. But yeah, you could have and would have and should have, and I don't care because the what does that matter to me? Okay, the fact is, why don't you have these on Vimeo? Why don't you have these just recorded that on an MP3 that you can just send, or MP4 to send to other people and stuff? I mean, regardless, let's continue.
So I'm talking about, it's the fact that you're emasculated and that you're acting like such a bitch. So that is the purpose, but clearly you can't seem to understand that. And yet again, you prove yourself to be the attention whore that you have always shown yourself to be.
And I'm not the only one saying this. So I don't know why it's a surprise to people. I don't know why people are so offended. Oh, it's the facts, it's the truth, and everyone, not everyone, but there's huge numbers of people that are saying it.
Thank you. Move on.
Yeah, you can't.
See, yeah, just like I'm about to say, this guy can't fucking dish the heat. Oh, he can dish the heat, sorry. He can't take the heat. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So yeah, he can talk shit, but as soon as you bring up a proper, valid response, no, just move on. I can't take this no more. I'm not really good on confrontation. I just like to throw rocks at people, but when they come back at me with a machine gun, I shit my pants.
I continue on the same topic, obviously. But again, this wasn't about you, Tony, because you always try to steer it back about you. I was talking to YR here. I wanted to recognize what he's been doing.
You just brought me up and called me a homosexual, so.
He called me fag first. Remember, people, we're going through the timeline here, and he called me fag first.
No, it's just a passing comment on a reality.
Well, I'm going to respond to it.
And I didn't respond to your comment because it was just so fucking lame initially when you called me fag. So can't actually emulate a good role model there, Tony.
I'm not going to let it pass. You don't get a free pass.
No, you asked the problem. And you certainly don't get a free pass either, Tony. I mean, considering you're getting fucking stomped on, and not just by me, by all these other people, you certainly aren't anything but a throw rag at this point. Problem, and I countered with the solution, and then I moved on, because obviously you're inferior, and I moved on to greater things like YR. Sure. And then you couldn't let that... Exactly, he keeps pulling a mellow here. If you were watching this video, you'd see. Sure, okay, sure. No, that's not how it works, Tony. Go and just continued onwards. So,
sure.
And also very mature. Sure. Saying something doesn't make it true. So, sure. Doesn't make it, your side make any sense.
Totally sure. So, yeah, YR, we got the people standing for the national anthem. I'm sure you are also doing the same. Host of the show, are you not there?
So this is funny though, because YR's not there now, and I decide to be quiet. And Tony, who apparently only likes to talk when other people are talking, decides to stay quiet. See?
Why are you muted?
So I was just, leaving this to occur to see if Tony had anything to add. Obviously, I proved it. He had nothing to add. Nothing. Only when I'm fucking there is when I'm trying to talk, he's trying to talk over. Or if YR's there, he's talking over. But if I give him the floor, total silence, he doesn't say shit. All right.
Oh my God, I was on mute. Listen,
yeah, right.
Listen.
Why do you keep saying listen? Why do all these people saying listen? It's just like that is what I'm doing. Naturally, it's like telling me to breathe. It's like, yeah, I'm human. I kind of need that.
The national anthem they just sung, the crowd sang it. It's crazy. The crowd did the national anthem.
Your fist.
And
Inspector Todd also agrees. He says Dave's questions are way better than Lowe's. Just saying. But I just thought it was inappropriate for those questions.
So now I finally get to the point which I wanted to make, which was discussing that stuff, and it took I don't know how many minutes to get past Tony's fucking ego to at least get to that point.
And then I just ran off because I wanted to make sure the cops. Voicemail agreeing total.
It's the same Joe trip.
All right, so we're now done consuming the Phony Tony bologna. It's not bologna today. It's tempura, actually. So before we continue, let's go back to the chat here. And we've got, again, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I will ban Tony. There we go. Because if you're just going to be a bitch somewhere else. Okay? It's not about accumulation. If you don't get that, kid, then you're worthless. And I've heard you call people who are older than you kid, and it's just fucking pathetic. So let's move on now to our SC Steve Stinky Cheese. Now, what I had hoped to provide to the patrons here at the diner was a review of SC Steve calling into YR's show. Now, YR conveniently deleted that video. He only told me today that he did. The other day when I asked him, where's your video from the other day? He's like, took it down. So he didn't say deleted it. Not a good look. Well, YR, it's not a good look when you delete videos like Skunty. Because it actually reveals a lot more. And I told you today, regardless of whether or not that video is available, I was going to discuss this. I also said it's not a good look for you to delete it. Now let's go to his response on that, because I think it's a curious one. When I told him that, he's like, I say, okay, so shake my head. Not a good look, YR. Gonna make you look quite suspect in everyone's eyes. His response is, they can start paying me then. It's gone, so fuck it. Well, I don't know what paying you has anything to do with leaving your video up and not appearing like you're trying to hide something. So, again, not a good look, YR. Thankfully, I have a very good memory. And we're going to be discussing what was said on there. And YR comes in right, nice and quick for the drama control. The damage control, drama control, almost the same thing now. It was fun doing shows, guys. I don't have what it takes anymore. Have fun with all the community. God bless. How many times have we heard this from YR? This fucking bullshit. Like, oh, I just can't do it no more. It's just too much pressure. I'm gonna quit. And then he makes his video, like his channel private, and then he unprivates it and it's back up again. And again, all you're doing, YR, is just acting like a baby now. Now remember, it's very, very sad and questionable that you had the gall to take a photo of yourself crying and then send it over the fucking internet to all these people, because when you called into my show and tried to get me to, like, try to emotionally manipulate me by pretending to cry and I didn't even fucking respond, stone cold style, you fucking started to send that photo out to people. That's pathetic, dude. That's pathetic. That's what a baby does, okay? So stop acting like a baby. Stop pretending like, oh, I'm gonna quit YouTube and blah, blah, blah. You told me to quit YouTube. Nobody told you to do that. So again, no, you don't get away with this, okay? It's on record. And what was discussed with SE Steve was just disgusting and pathetic. Because YR, obviously I've noticed this for quite some time, as many other people have. You've wanted to get SC Steve back for quite some time, and you didn't stop talking to him. We all know this, okay? You know, poor form, very disappointed. But, you know, we thought you'd sort of stay on the straight and narrow type thing. And then you have the gall to actually bring him on the show. So already, red flags are fucking waving. And then we get into what fucking SC illegal mestizo piece of shit fuck says. And that is where it's so revealing. No, YR, wrong. Danny MT is not more malicious than SC Steve, you fucking retard. Okay? And we're going to get to that. Thank you for reminding me. You also threw me off what I was going to say. No, see, stop being a bitch and stop being a pussy, okay? Please give me a list of people I'm allowed or not allowed to speak to, please. Okay, so SC Steve calls in and he reveals himself. How? By saying, well, I don't care what other people say, blah, 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 this and that. This is the exact same attitude that he had previously, which led to him popping up, well, actually criminally harassing people. Ken, for example, running a show. He calls in, told not to call in. He calls back in. Basically, going into chats, just starting problems. No, it's SE Steve who's constantly trying to start shit. He's even admitted that he wanted to emulate YR as the biggest troll. He wanted to surpass him. And his attitude, the first time he gets back, that YR even allows him on a call, which he shouldn't have done, he acts like the greasy piece of shit that he does, and then goes on to show his motivation, says, well, I don't care what anybody else says. So that means that he'll continually, when Ken says not to, continue to call his shows. When, is told, don't interact with me, I don't want anything to do with you, they continually contact you via, messages or DMs or whatever. And we've seen this countless times. SC Steve is a malicious piece of shit. And he enjoys ruining good shows. And has no problems working behind the scenes to fuck other people over. Okay? Okay. Let's go back to the chat here, because I can see some stupidity. Danny threatens people, but he's allowed here, says YR. Allowed here. That's quite funny. Let's see here. I have screenshot proof on Danny MT threatening people, man. What the fuck is going on now? Just stop. Just stop. Your problem with Danny is your problem with Danny. I already told you this. You're not going to get me involved. And I already told you that I told him that I didn't agree with that. So fuck off with your attempt to point fingers and what about this and what about that? That's exactly what Skunty does. What about that? What about that? Well, I guess I'm just going to go quit YouTube. Fuck off, Bullfrog Jr. Fuck off. Okay? Unfucking real. Always acting like a fucking baby. And dude, you're the one also who fucking freaks out on shows sometimes when fucking Danny is talking over you and shit. No. Okay? You don't get to be mad at Tony and we're not. No. But it just seems to me very slimy that you would even have him on your show, that you would even have SE Steve on there, and then you were trying to gauge reaction from me for a few weeks. Like, what if he came back? I mean, what if you don't think I didn't notice that? You don't think that I'm a few steps ahead of you, YR, realizing that yeah, you still talk to him, that somehow for some stupid reason you still think that fucking he can bring something? Okay, you lose your fucking wrench right there, YR. There you go. I'm stirring the pot. Asshole, who was the one that did the skit yesterday about Danny MT constantly harassing you calling in when in fact it was you trying to play a skit, trying to stir the pot yourself? Who was that again? That was you. That was you. Now, you said that you were quitting YouTube. You said you're going. I mean, bye. We know it's a lie, dude. We know it's a fucking lie. So stop with the baby shit, okay? Stop. Stop acting like the victim, trying to be the Cronin. Stop. No. See, I left afterwards, YR. It's a skit. My God, it's always fucking an excuse. Let's continue.
It's like, don't be held responsible for your own shit.
Okay, so this was the other clip. But yeah, we were just finishing the Stinky cheese here. And it's very evident that you've been trying to play us, YR, trying to keep him in the sidelines, just ready to bring him out. And it's pathetic. I mean, why did you even have him there in the first place? You're like, oh, I got rid of him as soon as... No. He shouldn't have even called it in the first place. And I'm proven correct. Because the first words out of his mouth were basically, yeah, I don't care what other people think. So... people who don't want to interact with him, who recognize that he's really fucking shit up, who's very malicious. No, I don't care. I don't care. No. And, all right, so, yeah, it's quite clear that S.E. Steve remains the piece of shit that he always was, and that anyone that associates with him essentially wants to also be a piece of shit. It's a simple fact. And again, because he's so malicious, anyone that associates with him would also be put into that bucket. And, it would be reasonable to keep at least an arm's length from that, if not trying to totally not interact whatsoever with them. Because, yeah, if S.E. Steve was with you, YR, I wouldn't talk to you ever again. But, hey, you got to pick your battles, I guess. Back to the chat here. More fake accounts. Blah 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 blah. All right, so let's move on now to a very disgusting creature. And this creature is also known as Rocky Dennis, aka Chrissy Moore. Now, Chrissy Moore, along with Scunty McFuckface and Alan the Fuckface Quills, have been populating certain chats, thinking that we weren't on top of them. And, well, we really know who's doing what. And it's quite comical that... these idiots continue to think that they're steps ahead of us when they literally are in a windshield. Now, Chrissy Moore here on the right, in pre-op form, obviously looks like a garbage bag full of cottage cheese. But what you might also want to take into consideration is this individual has taken the name of Luke McNaughton, one of the most notorious serial killers in Canada, and has made a fake account using that name. Now, this obviously is a window into the psyche of this piece of shit, and I do believe that many of you here, apart from Tony, who is mentally deficient, would be able to recognize the eyes of a psychopath as soon as they see a comparative diagram. And as such, that is coming up right now. It's up for me, but not for the stream, which is about 3 minutes behind, I guess. And as you can see, his eyes do match those of a psychopath. These are also known as Sanpaku eyes. And all the individuals on the left there are well-known psychopaths. So, yeah, you can understand his reasoning in utilizing the name of a serial killer. By the way, the serial killer was homosexual. Lured a Chinese visa student to his home. They fucked. Then he killed them and then took them apart, cut him up, and then sent his body parts to all these different locations throughout Canada. And there may have been some cannibalism involved. But yeah, that just goes to show the mentality of Chrissy Moore. And again, you know, most transsexuals do suffer from high levels of mental problems. Psychoses would be the better word. So it makes perfect sense in this case. But this is the individual who is not only working with Skunty, but is also working against him. And it's funny that he thinks nobody will notice. Now, the motorcycle gangs, they sure noticed. They told me. Other people in the community noticed. Very sloppy work, by the way, Simo. But, yeah, you've basically been caught red-handed. And such beautiful synchronicity today with everything, really. Because, as I had planned to go live, we also had one of my favorite channels out there, Skunty, the videos he doesn't want you to see, released 2 videos, and we will review them right now. Thank you very much, Skunty. The videos he doesn't want you to review, not Skunty McFuckface. So, this video is titled, Skunty is a certified catfish. Holding a phone at a certain angle can make your face look different. It sure can. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do a quick transition to this scene. Okay. And now we're going to take this link, put it in the chat in case you wish to just take a look. And now we're going to play it. I haven't seen this before, so I don't know what we're just seeing right now is what the actual video title says. It's the description. It's what he's doing.
Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
And the reason why is because the final image that it's held on Skunt's face kind of looks like the head of a wiener. But I'll show that in a moment. Let's see here. Now this one I'm really looking forward to because it segments so perfectly with what we were just discussing. Chrissy Moore. This video is called Flashback Friday. Skunty threatens Simo. 7 minutes. Well, I'm going to add this now. 7 minutes of goodness. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's review.
I'm out of your fucking mind, Simo. You want to get fucking real? You came into this call asking me about that shit on a fucking Omegle. You're working with the likes of fucking K-Pratt Confessions and the Sheep who want to take you down. You're out of your fucking mind, Simo. Do you even know?
By the way, I can confirm that yes, they were working with them.
What the fuck you're doing, what you're fucking staging, what you're even talking about, bro. You want to get real? You want to get real, Simo? I got your fucking address. You want to get real? You want to get real right now?
I think I care. Everybody has my address.
You want to get real right now, Simo? You want to get real with me, Chris Moore?
Sounds like that scene from fucking 1989 Batman. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And then Joker's like, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
You want to get real? You want to get real, punk?
Tough guy, Scott.
Yeah, tough guy. You want to get real? You want to get real?
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's back. You want to get real, you fucking faggot? You want to get real?
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
You want to bring up that shit about the kid on Omegle? Pull the clips other than the ones that can edit it. Pull the clips other than the ones that can edit it that I can pull in front of a court of law for collusion.
Bullshit all the fucking
Same
time.
bullshit, huh?
You
I'll
and your
smack you
alcohol.
fucking
Your
left
alcohol
side of
is
the
your
fucking highway from Detroit to your fucking mama's house, bitch. You faggot. Go fucking work with the Sheep and Cape Breton Confessions, troll boy.
Maybe I will. No.
Smack
Maybe
you
I
left
will.
side of the highway,
Maybe I'll go
bro.
work with Cheryl
I see
Miller.
everything you're doing. I know everything you're involved in.
Maybe I'll
I know
go
what
work
the
with
fuck
Cheryl
you're
Miller
doing.
now.
You're a punk, bro. You're a punk bitch. You're a fucking coward. You're a fat boy. You're a fat boy that's been gaining weight. You're an out of fucking work, unemployed DJ with your long hair, looking like a fat punk, and you fucking have no life, and you hate your life, bro. And you want to take your shit out on me? You want to talk about? Go ahead and tell everybody. Why don't you tell everybody right now?
Okay, Lush.
Tell everybody right now about how Scott was a pedophile to a black boy in Omega. Why don't you tell everybody right now in front of the police and everybody?
But it sounds like
tell
maybe
everybody
you were.
right now.
Maybe you were. Who knows? I don't know.
Tell everybody because you got to claim this now in front of a judge. So tell
hey,
everybody.
Dude, I asked you the question. You're the one that decided not to answer.
Police are here watching.
You're the one that decided not to answer.
No, you are now on the record, punk. You're on the record, so tell everybody, Mr. Probation.
You're going to be the one on the record, it sounds like.
Of your probation records that you sent me, and you go ahead and run your fucking mouth again.
So what, dude?
Oh, also, hashtag hot dog head. And there's something else I was going to mention, but we'll continue.
Run your fucking mouth, bro.
I did my crime and did my time.
Run your fucking mouth. Run your fucking mouth, bitch. Run your fucking mouth.
Oh, also, does this sound like work to you people? Because that's what we were told after the fact by Skunty and crew. Oh, it was just a work. It's just a work. Really?
Some time to do. A lot of time.
So go ahead and state it for the police and everybody that's watching right now. State it. Scott's a
Why
pedophile.
don't you? Tell us why you were talking to a 12-year-old.
Do it.
Tell us. Why were you talking to a 12-year-old black boy?
He was 14.
Oh, sorry, 14. That's
so get your story straight.
Let the record
get your story straight.
14.
You said 12, so right away.
Sounds like somebody on fucking How to Catch a Predator. He was 14. He knew what he was doing.
You're throwing it at the block.
Okay, so 14. That's a big difference. Let's go. Keep going.
You can't get your story straight, so you're throwing it a court of law right there.
He was 14. Probation. I'm sorry.
Did you want to talk about your probation again, Timo, or did you want me to continue? Right? Did you want to pull the clips?
Continue.
Did you want to pull the full clips?
Dude, I already did my time. What are you talking about?
I was trying to save him from pedophile.
No, he was released early due to COVID.
Oh, you...
Okay, well...
Or did you want to 50% of Ken where they fucking narrated it?
It was nothing like that. He was like explaining to the dude that...
I already proved it I already proved it. Already done. This has been dealt with last year. The edited clips from Ken that were put on Drama God's channel, hence why Joe Cronin took them down because of law. The law already dealt with this. You're talking about something the law already dealt with. Hence why they're not on Drama God's channel no more. You dumb fuck.
That's not why he took it down on his own accord. He took it down on his own accord.
You're bringing up something the law already dealt with.
Joe was never told to take that down. He did it on his own.
Chris Moore? Why, Chris Moore, are you bringing up something the law already dealt with, Mr. Probation? Do you realize the fucking
my whole name isn't going to do me any harm?
Do you realize I'm going to fucking get you arrested again? You realize that?
Good luck.
You don't think I'm going to?
I don't talk to 14-year-old boys, so I'm not going to get arrested.
Have fun with the sheep and everybody else. Have fun
with the
brother.
14-year-old boy. I'm sorry, I called him 12. He was way older than 12.
The best, brother.
Way, you know what I mean? Sycamore way, you know what I'm saying?
You were on the fucking phone, you fucking bitch.
Sycamore Way, that's not even close, dude. That's not even close. It's 20th Street. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Sycamore Way. What the fuck?
I'm just walking down Sycamore Way, bro. I'm just coming, you know what I mean?
Man, that is also trademarked by SC Steve and YR.
You were saying...
Everything YR and I do is trademarked by us too. We are the pilgrims.
If anybody wants to know Chris Moore's address, all you got to do is look up C.E. Moore on Google, ladies and gentlemen. C.E. Moore, Detroit, Michigan.
I don't dox anyone, man.
Michigan, you'll find out exactly.
So fucked up, dude.
C.E. Moore on Google, everybody. C.E. Moore, 411. Public information.
He likes to go by Chrissy now. Careful, because the gender police are going to come and get you.
And bring
public information 411 in the phone books, yellow pages. Public information C.E. Moore on Google.
Jesus Christ, there is no respect in this community.
At least I can't get kicked out of my own home.
Oh.
How many places have you been kicked out of this month, Scott?
Pretty hard to get kicked out of a fucking horse loft, isn't it?
Oh, whoa!
It's a 4-bedroom house, you idiot.
Yeah,
Something you'll
horse
never
loft. I
have.
already saw it on Google Images, bro. Your fucking your horse loft is hidden by a tree. You can't even see it on Google Images because there's a fucking burn in the middle of.
No, but Scott's not an obsessive stalker who tries to locate this information. No. He didn't start the fire. No, sorry. He didn't start the dachshund. It was always going because YR started and Ken started it first. At least, so goes the legend in his mind.
With 2 houses. You
It's not a
literally
barn,
live
it's
in
a
a fucking barn. You literally
that was
live in
my-
a barn, bro.
that was
you
my-
literally
that was
live
my
in a barn.
garage,
You live in a barn, and the
I have
only
a
reason you
garage,
got a
too.
barn is because you're out on release from your fucking probation because of COVID, and that's the reason why you got a barn. So you
Which
should be
is
thankful for your
completely
burn.
illegal.
And the
Let's-
fact
let's
that
be
you're
clear,
even
I didn't
released in
escape.
jail, the fact that you even are released in
Fucking
jail,
dummy.
you should be thankful. You should be thankful that you're even released because COVID.
I was
You're out
only
here trying
sentenced
to
a
fucking
month.
start shit and
I was
make up shit
sentenced
about
for a
me.
month, you retard. Why should I be thankful?
Listen, Mr.
I got out
Christopher
1 week
Moore.
early.
Listen, Mr. Christopher Moore, in your horse barn, you're gonna really regret everything you've done here so far.
Go drink another Bush Ice, dude. Like
You, Mr. Christopher Moore, are gonna regret a lot of things.
Oh, apparently you
You're
are
gonna
too.
regret
Cheryl
a
Miller has it out for
lot.
you, buddy.
You
Cheryl
are
Miller
gonna
said
regret-
something about bikers coming to see you, so
You are gonna regret it, Christopher.
be careful there, buddy.
Oh, you're gonna regret it.
You're the one that says that you're in these motorcycle clubs.
Oh, Christopher, you're gonna regret a lot. Yes.
I'm scared.
What
Yes.
motorcycle club are you in again, Scott?
Sounds to me like he's probably twisting his nipples while he says this. Oh, yes, Chris, yes.
Oh, you're all gonna regret so much.
Keith told me I'm scared.
This is obviously from years ago, and yet still waiting, Skunty. Another person who needs a fucking calendar to fucking plan out their actions.
All right.
Oh, that was it. All right. Apparently, as you may have seen in the chat, Skunty, the videos he doesn't want you to see, just released a 22-minute video. Strange, though, because although it's popping up in my subscriptions list, it's not actually popping up when I go to the videos tab on that channel. So, YouTube, fuck you once again, because you just are fucking garbage, like Skunty. Oh, there's a 44-second video. Let's quickly watch this while I wait to see if this populates here.
You guys are watching a dude who cannot single.
This video is called Skunty Says Dave Rose Will Try to Find Your Job, then goes on to dox Tony's girlfriend.
Fucking speak an honest thing about his life. He cannot open up to you. He doesn't want to really talk to you. Dude, the guy is out. Like, if you fuck him over, if you do anything, he's gonna fucking ruin your life. He's gonna.
Well, you threaten, the safety of my father and expect hell to come riding with me.
Try to find your fucking job. The guy's a psycho. I'm not.
A few moments later.
Whether it's fucking Amanda Morbida.
Out of respect, I'm trying to forward past this.
Dude, I know everything about all of you.
He just literally just doxed fucking Tony's girlfriend, her name, her job.
And I'll fucking expose it to the world, and we'll get everybody's fucking families involved.
Because that will actually prove your case there, won't it? Retaliation on other people that weren't even involved. You know what a court of law will say about that, Mon? A long jail sentence, Skunty. A long one.
I don't give a shit, because you already fucking got mine involved, so I really don't give a fuck. So let's get everybody's fucking families involved, because that's the way this shit should go down, you fucking weirdos. Ugh.
All right, well, this video came up. I don't know, maybe Skunty in the chat there will let us know what this has, because it's 22 minutes. Here's the thing I wanted to mention quickly, is that about a week ago, he went on a tirade, as he always does. He released, might have been, let me think here, at least 10 videos. And I believe I may have been doing a show at that point, or maybe I wasn't. Regardless, is that it was brought to my attention. I looked at it, and yeah, there was a bunch of videos. I did watch a few. And it very much sounded like he was trying to entice anybody, not just me, to cover the videos, to do a review. He's like, oh, I'm sure that Dave Rose will do a review. I'm like, there's nothing fucking here to even fucking review. And I'm tired. This guy's fucking hot dog head. I don't need this shit. So I didn't cover that stuff. He left it up, actually. This was observed by many, but he left those videos up much longer than he ever does. But nobody fucking bothered to even cover them. Yeah, there were people that recorded them, trust me, Skunty. But nobody, whether it be me, Ken, Nikki, YR, nobody bothered to even cover them. So, again, cast back into irrelevancy, which I know it makes you seethe, but, you just got to cope, hot dog head. You got to cope. But, I wanted to make that point. But yeah, Skunty, I got the link, okay? So for everyone who sent me the link, thank you. But that's the thing, though. I'm just commenting on the fact that it's not on your videos list, but it is on my subscription list, so I can see it. What I do wonder, though, is if there's anything new there, because I don't know whether or not this includes some of those videos I was telling you about that. Again, there was nothing there. It was him just trying to get me to fucking review them and stuff. Just desperate for affirmation, for attention, any sort of indication that he still bears some sort of relevancy. But, there are times where he says funny things. More importantly, I've said this multiple times, and I proved him wrong, by the way, because he's like, oh, Dave, you said you weren't going to review me, and now you review me. And I was very clear from the very beginning. If there's a crime involved, I want it. I want to hear that. I want to record it. I want to document it. But if it's him just fucking acting like a faggot, it doesn't matter. It's just it's the illegal stuff that I'm concerned with. Because I do understand the law, Scott. But, he doesn't seem to understand that perfectly fine. And obviously, from what we've seen, he can't get away. He can't get away. He would rather have people talking shit about him and still feel like he's in control. The other day, he even said, I made these people go live, Mon. My Victoria Day show, where I wanted to share my knowledge of Canadian culture with people, that was him forcing me to go live to discuss him. If you think fucking Tony's egocentric, well, this guy fucking hasn't beaten spades. So, so if Skunty wants to let us know what is in there, if there's anything new, I'd very much like to know. I did want to mention a few things, though, is that, I didn't mention this earlier with YR, is the fact that the guy does put on some entertainment, and, it wouldn't be a bad thing to toss him a few bucks here and there from time to time. That sort of does give some affirmation for him. That he is on the right path and that he's doing things that people enjoy. So, keep that in mind. Regardless, I do want to comment quickly on something. I just saw this in the chat here. Travis says, boy, the gang from last night must be too busy to flood this chat today. Well, they were in here. We got 35 thumbs down and 25 thumbs up. But, that was something else I wanted to mention, is that we noticed this very much both in, in YR's chat and, I think it was YR's chat only. But, a lot of trolls, using their fake accounts. And come on, we already know who it is. Like, just stop. It's pathetic anyways. You're powerless. And I think it's very comical that Skunty just doesn't seem to understand what he's put himself into, for the fact that, dude, I know where you live. Okay, I know where you live. And if you want to fuck around, it's a simple matter of giving that information to the police, and then they know exactly where to fucking send the car. I could send you a bunch of eggplants. Me and Tiffany were thinking about that. We order eggplants for the entire complex, and have them delivered, you know, from Sobeys or whichever fucking place around there has it. You know, just to remind you that you're not out of our reach. We are out of your reach. You're powerless. You can't do anything, Hot Dog Head. But we're the one in control. Also, you're still being manipulated by CMO, and you think you're not. And it's only going to lead to your demise. I mean, look at this photo. This is Skunty today. I mean, it's like, imagine that scene from Terminator 2. It's like, this is 1984. They're showing the photos from fucking, you know, the police scene where the Terminator kills all the cops, and it's like, this was yesterday in fucking the mall. And it's just like, you know, another version. But Ken makes a good point that throws me off my track here. Scott Flintstone. Yabba dabba docs. That's funny. Shout out to Tiff there in the chat. One of the talented investigators that was able to track down Skunty. But yeah, let's, because I know that he's been active with some stuff, but as always, the cowards delete their trail, and or at least they think they do. But then, you know, you got so many eyes on this that you can never get rid of it. So let's hear this. But before we do it, Costanza says John Goodman confirmed. Yeah, it's kind of looking like. My God, look at this face, man. It looks like somebody, you know, stuck a fucking tire inflator up his ass and just, you know, filled him up with some air. Oh, man. All right, so this video is called All of Skunty's Late Night Drunks on the Community. Apparently so this is from the 12th of June. So this would make it Saturday. This would make it, I guess, during and or after Friday Night Fire. Let's see. You know what? I may have seen some of these videos. It looks like he's clean shaven now, and yeah, I guess he got rid of the mustache. It was drawing too much attention from the authorities.
I just wanted everybody to know that I'm very happy. Everybody's having a great, happy time tonight and every other day of their lives. I wish you all the best. I love all of you. Joe Cronin's a great human being. Dave Rose, wonderful, wonderful person. Ken, wonderful guy. Nikki Nines, wonderful guy. Mars Merritt, wonderful person. Nikki J, wonderful person. Bullsy's just a stud, stand-up gentleman. And, you know, Drew, the gatekeeper, love him. Jesse J, love him. You know, Garguts, wouldn't harm a soul on this planet. You know, Tony from the rear, fucking awesome person. Wire, can't get better than Wire, you know. I mean, top notch, you know, top notch. Keith Barber, excellent individual. I don't know what's worse, man. Like, I just get off of a good phone call. Can't say with who because
that would prove that you're lying. Yeah, we know.
You know, this community. But, yeah, man, like, fucking, you know, I don't know what's worse. I really don't know what's worse. Like, is it the fact that Ken has shots fired Christian and Sausage at the age of 15 on shows called Meat Locker, talking about raunchy sexual stuff, grooming children into being a Falmouth boy? Yes, those accounts were me in Falmouth Network tonight.
And this is, yeah, admission that, oh, by the way, I do use fake accounts. But no, man, I don't use fake accounts. Travis TLC made a great video of these clips. By the way, I do believe that these are the ones that he released that I didn't even bother to cover. But, you know, since we're here already, we're going to have a few laughs at Hot Dog Head's expense. Yeah. So just talk about Travis. Yeah, Travis exposed this. He's got a lot of great screenshots that basically sort of reveal this, and Scott hasn't been able to get over it. Just like me destroying Scott so many times, he can't get over it. He can't get over the fact that Travis TLC just did a little bit of effort and exposed Skunt totally, and showed all the fake accounts, the punctuations, the writing styles, the grammar, and totally exposed Scott. and was able to also discern who Simo was and who Alan Quills was. Oh, but you're the smart people, right? The three fagitos.
Right. Because you guys always talk about grooming, and all I did was wear a dickhead hat and tell a kid that I was lost my virginity at 14.
Yeah. Okay there, Epstein. Okay.
And, made a couple of fucking pedo jokes here and there. But, you guys actually had children underage on your shows multiple times. But that's fine. We'll just ignore that. You're not hypocrites at all. We'll just ignore that. Move on. So I tuned in to Joe Cronin's show just now. Jesse's on there talking about Gavin and Joe's kids and talking about whacking off and all kinds of weird shit. So that's going on over there right now. But Joe wants to push narrative that I wanted to babysit his kids, which that clip's never been produced in 4 years. And
actually, that was on a monetized this. I remember. No. That was a corrupted, I believe. It was. I know it was either one or the other for sure, and I heard that clip too. I don't. That's why I think it was on fucking corrupted because I don't believe I was there. I heard the clip. But for some, I remember not being there, but I remember hearing the clip, and that, by logic, indicates that it would have to have been uncorrupted.
And also the Brenna stuff, which hasn't been produced yet, because there's no such thing.
Actually, that's another clip that I heard, and I think that may have been on a monetized this. Regardless, those clips exist.
One thing he's ever produced was me cutting a promo saying, Brenna, your daughter, and Leah, your wife, that wants to leave you. Nothing has ever been produced because there is no clips. Joe is a delusional liar, like most of this community.
Projection, Skunty. Projection. Also, how does it feel that you can't use this excuse about, oh, my laptop's screwed, I don't have access to the files, when simultaneously you're also saying, well, I've got huge files and blah, 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 what, on your phone? You got all those files, the ones that you had saved, because when you would display your videos, you'd show your desktop a total fucking mess. And all your files were fucking stored there. Those files were on your computer. Did you really have the proper tact to back up your files like someone who, say, worked in IT for 17 years? Maybe some redundancies? Really?
Everybody that bashes Joe are also delusional liars. You're all delusional liars. And most times can't produce clips. So,
you know what's the funniest thing is that most of these clips you could literally play it to the image of some guy in a straitjacket in some padded room, and it would fit perfectly.
But you got Jesse over there doing his thing, and that's interesting. Just tuning in that, so that's great, man. That's great, and then you can also go back and reference the video of Joe Cronin coming outside when Drew visited them, and they were having a supper at the family table outside when he said, Drew, why are you hitting on my daughter Brenna? Which, that's totally normal. It's totally normal, Joe has fantasies about people hitting on his young children, and then makes up shit about me. That's totally, he's not psycho at all.
Sure that's just not projection there? Skunty?
He does not belong in the insane asylum with his mother, his real mother. No, Joe's normal.
See, here's the thing, though. Yes, Joe has talked about that. Joe, being adopted, also only child, very spoiled. But he's talked about that. And here you have Skunty McFuckface bringing it up. This guy has no humanity. This individual is a pure demon. His sister was right to cast him off. By the way, Skunty, and Chrissy Moore, on my Instagram, I believe my last photo that I took was that of my delicious and beautiful The Cake, because it's so famous it's called The Cake in my family. And your sister actually loved that image, those images, I should say. A beautiful vanilla 2-layer cake filled with peach slices strawberries and chantilly cream, not just inside, but slathered over the entire thing and then decorated with more peaches and strawberries. And a little bit of peach nectar on the innermost cake layer. Needless to say, that is the greatest cake ever created, ever conceived. And your sister follows me on Instagram and she liked it. But she's cast you away. She has cast you to the hellfire like the demon that you are. Cope. Cope.
Well, that's why I cut that trailer, The Neighbors, right? Remember The Neighbors trailer that Joe loved? Yeah, man, I'm the psycho, bro. I'm totally the psycho. You guys are all totally normal. I love you. Like that JR4, that's Landmark Cinemas. That's also down the road from the address that Dave Rhodes exposed. Landmark Cinemas. Other than Buster's Pizza. You guys love that, huh? You think you know my address of a bunch of people I used to live with. It's nice. Even if you did know my address, when you do find out my address.
Okay, people. He's setting something up. So we already know, and those that know that I have his address. So whatever it was that he was saying here, I guess this is older than 612, but we're going to have to hold this accountable. Just like he said literally months ago that he was going to have an aerial shot of where I lived. It's like, on Monday, I'm going to release that aerial shot of your house. We never saw that. I wish we did. But, yeah, let's hear this threat.
Wouldn't I tell you that's my address like I did?
No, you wouldn't, actually. That's the actual thing. No, you wouldn't, because you're scared shitless now that we know where you are. Because what you did 4 years ago is totally different from today. Those 4 years that have gone on, a lot of criminality that occurred. Yes, you would not admit, because you're scared shitless. And in fact, your actions speak louder than your words, because once that was released, you literally had a fucking heart attack. And you were freaked the fuck out, and you disengaged quite a lot. And that was very evident.
On 83 Hill Drive, and say, I dare for one of you motherfuckers to do something about it.
Yeah, but notice that you're now not saying what your real address is. Well, it's obviously because it's in a much nicer part of town. You don't have literally someone that, is a big badass, who may or may not, belong to some sort of organization. Again, this is stuff that you said, Skunty. So, yeah, I'm sure that, now that you're living with your friend and his mother, that you're going to be a lot more careful because it's in a much nicer part of town, too. I mean, the house itself looks very nice. Complex, I should say, compared to the shithole that you're referring to.
It's interesting to watch all of you frantically panic around as trolls, fearful of the day that we find you and your family. But you like to get other people's families involved, don't you? There's my new golf cleats. They're not bad. New golf shoes. So yeah, to pick up where I left off, Jesse's over there being weird. That's fine. But I study psychology. I've studied it since I was 19, prior to going to the military, prior to looking after suicidal troops, post-traumatic stress disorder. I get people, I understand people, and I forgive people. That's something that I'm very good at. Unlike the rest, who mass manipulate and try to put you guys in cults out there. Jim Jones and Charles Manson type of cults.
He's referring to me. He's referring to me.
Look up how it is to isolate somebody from a group of people. Look it all up. Because it's happening. right in front of your eyes, and you're all part of it. And I'll sit here, like I always do, laughing my ass off. Part of the Galactic Federation.
Crying into your pillow is more like it.
Of light that does not involve itself in this world, or your laws, or your made-up make-believe delusions, and your projections. Because, my God, the projections are hilarious. The projecting and the hypocrisy.
You are pathetic, Skunty. Go fly like an eagle.
Is always the things that make me laugh. I don't have to do live streams. I can make 20-second clips and make fucking 4 people do 5 hours on me.
No, because we saw that a week went by and nothing. Oh, nobody covered my clips. I'll leave them up for longer. Oh, nobody covered my clips. I'll leave them up for longer.
Who's in control, motherfucker?
Certainly not you, and certainly not your liver.
Who's rent-free? But I'm the crazy man.
Yes, you are.
Why, hello there, Mr. Danimal. The guy who messaged Joe's kids on Facebook. Where is your proof and evidence, by the way, of me threatening your wife and your children? Where's Jake Burrs' proof of that as well? Waiting for a lot of proof of things that didn't happen, that doesn't exist. Waiting for a lot of it. Saw what you said about me and my sister too, Danimal. You're awful obsessed, Mongoloid. You and your family are all ugly. Your kids are ugly, you're ugly, your wife's ugly. Because you're Flintstones, and you have nothing to live for but the internet. You probably...
That's right, Skunty. I am going to sit here reviewing. So, there's nothing that you can do. Bye-bye. Also, your sister loved my cake. She loved it. Hey, I can show the screenshots of her messaging me. Perfectly fine. I mean, I talked about it the other day where she contacted me to clarify how she has 2 sons. One of them was in the military, or is in the military currently. The other one is the one with autism, but or Asperger's. I think it was autism. But is currently attending university for, I think it's computer sciences, like on a full scholarship and all that sort of thing. So, you know, she didn't block me. She didn't delete, you know, hey, douchebag. The door's open for communication. I'm sure that makes you feel real bad. So, you know, seethe, tranny, seethe.
Have your wife and children locked in a cellar as you fucking obsess and stalk the community all day, and you message other people's families and their kids to tell them that their dad's a loser. That's what you do, right, Danimal? That's what you do. That's not what I do. But you can keep on projecting on me and keep on trying to fit in with the common narrative of a group of online bullies, of nobodies with no jobs, till the...
But if that's the case, then why would he even pay attention? It's like, well, they're nobodies. Well, then why are you so obsessed with constantly trying to stay on top of the narrative?
The day you die. You can do that, man. If that's what makes you happy. I'm not stopping you. I understand this.
Well, if we look at your track record there, Skunty, when you think you've got the upper hand with, say, I don't know, somebody like Bex, yeah, you can say somebody is stopping them. You can say that. And that person, or should I say that demon, would be you, Skunty.
Some of our lives are shitty, Danimal, but yours looks real fucking shitty, bro. Like, really bad. Fucking Danimal. Remember, I'm not here to impress anybody anymore. I gave up the driving club a year ago, and now your little childish shenanigans, 40 years old, acting like 15-year-old teenagers online.
But there's, 4 years or less before you come 40? I mean, like, you're not going to be going away, at least that's what you think in your mind. So eventually when you hit that 40 mark, what happens then? You going to quit YouTube? What? You know, lie about your age like you did with that 14-year-old? What's going to happen?
Leave that shit up. And I know it pisses a lot of you guys off, especially people that gave me money. And that's not my problem. That's your problem. You figure it out.
From, word on the street is apparently all that money was because I was there fucking helping out. So, they gave it, better corrected, they gave us money. Again, you didn't pay me out of your pocket, this whole narrative bullshit. So we came to a fucking actual legally binding business agreement. Fucking moron.
Figure it out. But I'm starting to notice something that you don't notice. I know something about you. Your real name's Clarence. You live in a private school. No, but I'm noticing that all the dislikes are coming on here now. Usually I disable them at this point because I know who you are. I know who you are.
You can't take the fucking thumbs down? I mean, I'll let them fucking stand. It's, badge of honor for me.
Yeah. But that's fine. You can let your dislikes fly tonight. I'm gonna allow it. Because I know you need to take out the frustration of me being the...
So comical. I'm going to allow it. Just like he allowed his sister to talk to me. She's older than him. She fucking lives in a totally different province. She has her own life. She has kids, a husband, a job, volunteers. And you granted her permission? That's not how it works.
The truth that you can't stomach. So let those dislikes fly. And let me know in the morning whose head ran free.
Well, to be honest, looking at you so much, I, kind of got that Oscar Mayer Wiener song stuck in my head, so...
Shannon, Tiny boy, where's your family? What?
This guy's retarded. This is the guy that would slander Ken and would say that he neglects his family and lets his kids roam wild and free in the inner city of New York while they fuck around with gangs that wear leather vests and clown makeup and wear baseball caps and shit.
How are you living for you two? Are your daughters proud of their parents? 40 years old on YouTube.
Perhaps this segment should be called The Portrait of a Psychopath.
A bit of a weaker Friday Night Fire tonight. I think they only really had their greatest show the first episode.
Actually, I think the second show where I shaved my head was much better than the first, but regardless.
Because the first episode's always like, oh man, we're great, we're coming with the fire, and then everything else sucks. But,
Well, maybe you watch too much of fucking Warm Lettuce there with Joe, because that's not the case with many shows out there in the community. But hey, facts schmacks. They don't fit with your narrative, throw them away.
Oh, Dave Rose always needs that skunt tent.
I literally mentioned him once or twice in the show. I just said Skunty. That was it. In the previous shows, not one fucking word. So, Skunty, desperate for affirmation. Am I even real, man? Can somebody tell me I'm real? Nobody fucking reviews this video. I'm not real. And then, oh, Dave Rose. Really?
Tiffany and Dave. Tiffany and
Dave found out exactly where you lived. Tiffany and Dave.
Tiffany and Dave, up in a tree. Dave was against transsexuality until he realized Tiffany had a goddamn bond with him. The common denominator of the community. The common denominator, the slaminator, the fominator. I'm just making up words like Tommy NC because I don't give a fuck because I'm Scotty and Fat Mouth Morrison has autism. He has an underbite and a lip.
Oh yeah, this is where he started talking about Ken having autism, and Ken, he doesn't give a fuck but laughs at this shit. Was like, what was it like? Yeah, I've got autism apparently. Yeah, okay. Also, Tiff makes a great point. Says Scott, the transvestite crossdresser, no wonder he fights with Shannon, Bex, Shell, and herself, because he secretly wishes he was a woman. All his frustrations on us actually makes sense now. And that is something actually, that's the thing though. Once, it was you, Tiffany, once you told me that, because that's what you found out from his sister, it all started to come together for me. It all started to come together to me, for me. And it fits exactly with what you're fucking saying as well, but you're adding to it because now you're sort of really highlighting the fact that it's not just one female that there's been an issue with. It's every female there's been an issue with. And yeah, that is some very, very interesting insight that I think just further illuminates the entire situation. Very good observation. Travis says, it'll never ever matter if you don't mention him ever. The obsession for him will continue no matter what. Same with his friends who fuel it. Yeah, but there's only so much you can do when you are only allowed out of your jail cell 23 hours, or 1 hour a day. So. And what do we got here? We got Ken in the chat says, if it's a fat mouse with a lisp and an overbite. Hot dog head. Let's continue.
Lisp, he has something wrong with him. His wife is not a real nurse working 80 hours. She looks after disabled people changing diapers. She probably changes Ken's too because he's so goddamn fat. He doesn't even have a cock that can fit in that. Oh, but your wife's such a saint. I shouldn't dare be so fucking faint to paint a narrative like you paint on me. Why did he go make another fake video of a pedophile like Dr. Brown on me? Oh, you think all this shit's funny? You did it since 100. You're a fucking troll and a bully. You're a piece of shit. So pull me. But you can't stop leaving my name out of your mouth because you're obsessed with me. You love me. The same thing with Shell. Bro, Shell's been out of this community for months.
Tiff called it.
Sick, in the hospital or some shit, and Ken still makes digs at her. He did it last week. He still makes digs at Fat Ass Podcast, and she's been gone for fucking years. He still makes digs at Bullfrog, and Bullfrog's not even there anymore. He still plays clips of Bullfrog. You wanna know why? Because Ken can't let people go. Because Ken is a psycho. But he wants to always make these... Why did you...
Whatever happened to... Was it Bobby Ricky, or Ricky Bobby? He left. That Ken let him go, basically. I mean, again, it's... The problem with you, Skunty, is that you don't seem to understand is that chattel, having human chattel's illegal. Slavery is illegal. So you can't really own somebody or really... well, in Muslim countries you can, but in the civilized world, you can't actually own somebody, so you can't really order them to do something or keep them around as if they're property. So, was it Ricky Bobby? He left on his own accord, and it's not like Ken actually had a physical leash on the guy to prevent him from leaving. So you gotta sort of understand that.
Delete the puppet video. Ken, I really like the puppet video of me. Why'd you delete it? Did you delete it because I made a video?
He didn't delete it, but is that the reason you shaved your mustache there, faggot? Because, you have the mustache on the fucking, on the doll. And as soon as Ken did that, you shaved your mustache.
Saying I liked it. So anything I like, Ken has to delete. So if I say shite after Conor McGregor and after the Sons of Anarchy that Ken apparently created since 05, like Joe Cronin, he can't say no more. And he can't say, you know what I mean, anymore, because as he stated that. So basically, Ken has admitted that he is just like Cronin, and him and Cronin are two peas in a pod, and we're still waiting for that little Trash Talk 45 when you guys get back together. Repeat the loop. Old Man Davey sees it all. You know, it was old man Davey who pointed out a lot of things to me. He did. Especially with that Dave Rhodes fella. A lot.
You talking to me?
A lot of projection there, huh?
Really? Do tell. Also, you got a lot of whiteheads underneath your eyeball. Diet would be my suspicion.
Irvin, where are you? 50-minute video. No, seriously. So I got this popcorn. No.
Well, sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled program, but it's been brought to my attention that the faggot, formerly known as Chris Moore, has released a video. And, you know, as always, we do love to review idiots here on the show because exposing retards is something I do gain pleasure from, as well as just reminding them how much inferior I am to them. But I guess, you know, he's prepping for karaoke tonight, or is he going to go see DJ Davey spin some tunes there at the fucking White Horse? But yeah, made a video, again, showing me my ultimate glory. The loon call that got me 1.2 million views, but I don't produce any content whatsoever, do I?
Most of the donations came in on May 13th, which is after midnight on Throwdown, which was May 12th. Most of the donations came in. Now, these are also mixed with the donations.
Well, the description says, even when Scott is being friendly with someone, he won't hesitate to call that person out. And in doing so, most of the time he is right. Joe Cronin saw it through Dave's BS eventually, and his show is much better off for it. Ha ha ha! Oh my God. Did you not listen yesterday to fucking YR's show, or literally Ken's show, or all these other shows out there regarding how shit Joe's show is these days? How shit it was? And that I mean, Nick made a great point, is that it finally crashed for him when I left him. I mean, everyone else had already left fucking Joe, and I left him, and then fucking garbage. And, you know, a lot of comments there from Skunty already in the fucking comments. So, obviously, he's busy there in that section of Fort McMurray that I'm so familiar with now. But so the video is called "Since Dave Rose is Bringing Up Old Stuff," 2300 LOL. Oh, I know what this is about. This is the time where I was, I misheard, and hey, I make mistakes, but I misheard about the donation, because the next night there was more donations than the night that I was referring to initially when I talked to Joe. And yeah, oh my God, Dave Rose didn't realize. Oh my God, that one time. And this is what faggots really do. That one time that he slipped up, now I can just basically destroy him. Just like, but hold on, I've destroyed you for ages. I've exposed you for being retarded and being inferior. And the one time that, say, I don't properly calculate something, and I could say, yeah, I was drunk, I was stoned. I'm not going to make that excuse. Regardless of my inebriated state, I'm not going to make that excuse. I accept full responsibility for it. I made a mistake. But guess what? Even under such influences, I can discuss philosophy better. I can actually calculate mathematics. It might take me a couple of checks to be sure that I got it right, but I can still compute. I can write, I can paint, I can draw, I can do all these different things. So I'm going to still accept the fact that, yeah, I made a mistake that day, but you want to say, oh, that one time that Dave Rose was wrong about the money, despite the fact that this flurry of the show was so hectic that it was very difficult to keep track of how many donations came in. Regardless, we got him here. Dave Rose has a lazy eye. He may have literally been able to track Scott down due to his fucking stupidity, been able to figure out who Simo was from his comments, but he's got a lazy eye. So clearly, we can destroy him entirely. That tribunal that actually proved that Scott was a criminal, we can throw this out entirely because Dave Rose has a lazy eye. I'm not even going to fucking watch this video because I already know what you're trying to do. It's funny, though, that you want to try to move it in that direction when I've already admitted that I was wrong, that I miscalculated. But regardless of any intellectual topic, I will dominate you, Simo. Dominate you. Sorry, Chrissy, I know that your pronouns are now she, her, and that you prefer to be referred to as Chrissy, so I apologize. But come on. That's a weak, lame attempt. Don't you guys have more files, like, saved up? You know, all these files that Scott's been talking about forever. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Scotty Claus is doxing the town. I mean, like, we're still waiting. Fucking pathetic. I mean, like, this is what Simo has been relegated to. Making videos that don't prove him correct. I mean, again, if you got all this information, all this bombshell information, drop it like it's fucking hot. And fucking liquidate. But you can't do that because you got nothing. Now, on that note, what I am going to do quickly here, in this slight interlude, is open the Skype lines up. So there we go. Skype lines are now open. Anyone that wishes to call in, feel free to do so. And while we wait for any potential calls, I will continue reviewing this clip by Skunty, the videos he doesn't want you to see. Be sure to subscribe to their channel, which you can do at the following link. For your latest and greatest Skunty McFuckface news. That is correct, Travis. What a sad man. And his sister confirmed that, but he was a sad little boy. Now let us welcome an individual well known in this community. For well or not, it is the one, it is the only, the YR. Looking good there in that sun, in the outdoors.
Yeah, I got the, I got to have the boonie hat,
I heard you guys had a tornado the other day.
Well, that happens all the time, but like storms come out of nowhere a lot. Like you could be clear skies. I mean, I've seen fucking blue skies and clouds with thunderstorms, or, with rain rather, coming down, and blue skies in the same, area. It's crazy.
So you're just working at the flower shop for today? Just selling, sticking in the shade, selling the flowers to the passerbys. That's good.
Yeah. Oranges. Listen, so there's a couple things I want to touch on, and I'm not gonna.
Well, I'm gonna mute myself, and you will have the floor.
Well, listen, I don't want to mention Danny in respect to you, but
you can say what you want on this show.
Well,
just know one. No, just know one thing. I'm not getting in between you guys. If you guys have a fight, whatever.
No, I know.
But
that's
I'm not
the
gonna.
thing. I didn't want to.
You're not a demon. You're not a piece of shit like Skunt or fucking Chrissy Moore or Alan the fuck. So you get to say whatever the fuck you want on this channel.
Yes. So what I'm about to say, this isn't me, bringing Rose into it. It's just an opinion I have, but I think, others could have as well. It's a simple statement, and I really do feel like the ANMT is more malicious than SC. I've seen evidence with my eyes of Danny MT's maliciousness, and I've been behind the scenes with SC, obviously in the past and stuff like that, a little here and there, and present times, but never anything malicious because I don't like that stuff, all that type of culture Scott created in this community. I don't, what I'm saying? I don't do that. And I don't want to be around people that do that. And yes, I understand, and I should respect you, and I do, in the way where, okay, this guy, you don't like this guy, talk about SC, you don't care for him, all of that, and I should respect you enough to not have him around because you do, and I'm talking about Dave Rose. Dave Rose does. put the time in, helps me out on shows, comes in, gives it, joins on the show, bro, and no one really has an issue. And I do remember, obviously, a lot of times SC does come on, did come on in the past.
Keep talking.
Well, listen, before we all do all this, I really don't want to associate with Danny, but
that's fine. The feeling's mutual. But what I did want to ask
you are malicious. I am not, so big difference.
With you saying that I'm more malicious than SC Steve is complete fucking stupidity to come out of your mouth. I have never doxed anyone, gave anybody's information, screenshots of homes, all this stuff. You have done all of these things and have done it for years. I was warned about you in the beginning. Why are you talking to that kid?
Who
he
warned
fucks
you?
with a lot of people.
You? Who warned you about
that? Doesn't matter because now you just want drama stuff.
So
I'm not going to feed
you
content.
So now it's on, motherfucker. It's on now, motherfucker. You want to be malicious with me and say lies about me?
How have I been malicious to you?
I've
never said anything about fucking your address or, I don't know, whatever else you think that might be so malicious of me. I don't do those things.
No, malicious is threatening people.
I don't threaten people. I give them a heads up and I give them an option.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm giving you a heads up. Stop the shit.
Ooh.
All right? Homie, stop it. No one wants you on their shows.
Even though everybody pulls me on their shows, I'm sorry, YR, that hurts your feelings.
Because you're talking shit about us on other shows, you fucking dingbat. Wake up, motherfucker.
YR, you and I just got into shit like a week ago. I've been on these shows for a long time. This has nothing to do with you. Let's bring, especially over there at Garguts, he don't want to talk about you.
Oh, you still think Joe Cronin's this great guy, bro? Come on, the savior to fucking YouTube. Get the fuck out of here. You're wet behind the ears and you're green.
Who said that I have ever said that I think Dave Rose is a wonder? I mean, Dave Rose, I'm sorry. Yes, you are.
The way you act.
Joe Cronin, a wonderful person. Yeah, because I said that I forgave the guy because he was fucking man enough to apologize and admit that he did wrong things and stuff. Fuck yeah, everybody deserves a second chance. I would do that for anybody, as I would hope someone would do to me whenever I admit my faults. But y'all don't do that here. Y'all just stick to the nitty gritty. If you fuck up, you wrote off.
Keep in mind,
that's you. That's how y'all work. That's okay. In my book, if someone mans up and says something and admits their faults to me, then hey, I'm going to take your word for it. That's why I gave Scott the other chance.
But yeah, that's why he's
pissed. And y'all got mad at me like, why are you working with him again? Why are y'all
forget that, ladies and gentlemen? He still associates with Scott. So keep that in mind, all right?
Okay,
I'm not going to be arguing over the show
because
here.
Scott and I do nothing together. Scott, from what I know, actually is planning to do some new stuff on his own. I don't.
Yeah, we heard that 45,000 times, dude.
Well, who cares if he's lying about it or not? Am I going on Scott's channel? Is Scott coming on?
You're barely going around the block with Scott. We've been around the block with Scott 1,000 times, dude. Come on.
I understand that because what I was saying a minute ago, when you and Tony and I don't know, a couple other people, y'all were telling me, why would you forgive this guy or be cool with him whenever he fucking lied and admitted that he lied about you beating women and all this stuff? And I'm like, okay, yeah. And it got him all pissed off and mad because then he felt like, I guess he was losing a friend because I was like, well, yeah, you're right. What's fucked up about him?
You talking about Scott?
Yes. And that's when I was like, okay.
Do you realize the things this guy has said in the past month about your so-called friends in this community? Us and shit? You realize what he just said this past month, motherfucker? What?
YR, my ears aren't fucking closed and my eyes aren't blind. Of course I hear what Scott says. Of course I see it.
But you still associate with him for some reason.
Associated? How are you considering me associating with Scott? Do me and Scott make shows?
And listen,
do me and Scott make videos? Do me and Scott go live that night and talk all kinds of crazy shit?
Yeah, but
no,
when
we
you
don't.
When you told me you have my address, you know where I am, I automatically know where you got that from. It's Scott, and you talk it behind the scenes. I'm not retarded like Tommy, your best friend, little boyfriend over there.
Actually, I'm sorry for you, YR, but somebody out there has it out for you, and that SC Steve dude and someone else. It's been posted everywhere, and I, good sir, even though you fucking hate me right now or whatever, I, my friend, have fucking blocked it every single time it has come up in someone's chat.
Yeah, but you still
fucking
try to
ask
use that
that
against
to anybody
me.
that I'm a mod on their channel. I immediately take it down, YR. I don't keep your shit up or anybody's else.
It doesn't matter, sir, because you use that sensitive information against me, and that's just as bad as having that information. Which
when did I come at you and say I got your address? I got your address.
Oh my God! Can the chat back me up here? I mean, really, dude?
No, the chat. You don't need backup. That's all y'all ever do. Backup. Nobody's willing to talk to Danny one-on-one. Y'all all fucking crawfish and get scared, and you need a bunch of fucking help.
Are you kidding me? No, I'm trying to get some proof here. But is anyone in the chat that can attest to that? Are you drinking right now, sir?
Sorry, why I'm not. I'm.
Did you really? I mean, dude, I'm not
playing
really
with your dildo right now.
This really happened last week, man.
What?
You did threaten me with. You said I had your address, all that shit. When the whole situation with the It's Coming situation was happening.
No, I don't remember this at all.
Oh, okay.
Well, that week was the weekend that I took to drink. Yes, it was. But I don't have your address, and I never saved your address. And like I just said, and it just happened yesterday, early in the day. Different fucking friends of mine, places I went. Somebody with random different names was doxing you, was doxing fucking SC Steve, was doxing this other person who I was even asking, like, who's that guy? I don't even fucking know who that is. There's a lot coming out. Oh, they were doxing fucking Tony. It's real bad now.
And you're associated with the guy
blocked
who's doing
all of them, including yours. I blocked them so that way no one can see your information. You're welcome.
Listen, it's already out there. It doesn't matter. You can block it. It doesn't matter. You still associated with the person who's doing all of that, idiot.
I'm not.
Do you realize that?
You can say association. When you say something by association, maybe I'm gonna ask somebody that's fucking smarter than me, Dave.
Am I wrong
when he says
here?
association, does that actually mean that means I'm just sitting here corresponding and fucking doing shit with him behind the scenes and like?
Yes,
is he using a
when
valid
you're
fucking
threatening
vocabulary
me
word
with
there?
addresses? Yes. Yeah. You're threatening me with I know your location. I know where you're at. Yes.
I don't threaten you, dude. Why do you think I would ever even fucking attempt to touch your little ass? What do you weigh, $110 soaking wet?
It doesn't matter. All right.
I can't even believe you would believe that. You know I'm a shit talker anyways. These big boys, I'm serious with them. You little guys, you and Tony and all these little guys, that would be so fucking horrible.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
No, you couldn't pay me.
Game's changed now, brother. Game's changed now, brother.
Okay, well, change it up, bud.
You are totally lying your ass off right now. And look, I'm not even.
Even though there's proof all over.
Rose didn't want to be putting this.
Live. Okay, whatever.
Listen, Rose didn't want to be putting this. I don't want to continue on with you here. I'm sorry, Rose. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I've been actually working a little bit of my side hustle here, trying to defend my client's website from attack. Yes, Scanty, I do have that ability. So I do apologize for being a little bit distracted. I thought that perhaps having Danny on the phone at least would allow for some sort of discussion. But here's the thing. If it can't be worked out, don't force it. You know, each of you guys go your way and, don't involve me. So.
Yes, sir. At the end of the day, he's lying. He did threaten me with the address last week. Everyone knows it.
All right.
God bless you, Danny.
It's a lie.
We'll be seeing each other soon, all right?
You've been doing it for years and you're known for it.
Let's go fishing, my brother. You go fishing?
All right, well, I'll let you guys go. Because clearly there's issues there that need to be resolved, and I don't wish to be a part of them. So, yep, we got YR to comment on a few things, as we got Danny as well. Perhaps some of you found that comical. I do apologize for not being fully present, but again, unlike Skunty here, thinking that just sitting on my ass all day doing nothing. There's a lot more happening. And yeah, Simo, we're not going to review your shit video. Because technically, I could do much more than that. I could, for example, go onto YouTube, direct myself to your channel, and then we could start to examine some of the things you have on here, like Alien Puke, the Community Cancer, Episode 1, 24 minutes. Only 139 views. Wow. That's amazing. You have 902 subscribers, mostly fake, I'm sure. And those are more than I have, but I've got more people viewing me consecutively live than you ever do. Interesting, isn't that? Very interesting. Shout out to the 49 fake viewers that are currently watching us right now. But there's so many more videos that Simo has released, and they're obviously pathetic. And they reveal a lot. I mean, they show that he's been working with the Malky group, and that was some of the video that we were displaying earlier, and Scott was rightfully calling him out on that. And I got confirmation from people in that group that he was working to fuck Scott over. But Scott would rather associate with a guy that, you know, did that and called him a pedophile and threatened legal action than do the right thing. But that's Skunty for you. So let's continue on now, reviewing this clip.
Well, the cinemas still ain't open, and we do have another avian flu virus coming. Apparently, everybody got their vaccines. Everything's supposed to be back to normal, but no, wait a minute. We got Delta.
How about you wait, chew your food, be a grown-up, finish that, and then continue.
Delta coronavirus coming out. And after Delta coronavirus, you got your climate lockdowns. Climate change. Even though John Kerry has been bashed by Congress. I'm a million motherfucker. Does that make sense? It don't make sense, does it? That's why I did it. Because none of you libtards make sense. Climate change has been on this planet for billions of years prior to humans ever being here. Do your research, do your studies. We're getting depopulated. You see this?
He's literally eating popcorn on the floor. And it's like the bag's ripped open, the shit's spilling on the floor, he's picking it off the dirty carpet. Ugh, repulsive.
From the Navy? Bro, listen. These are day old. These popcorn are day old.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a bum.
And the petroleum butter on these, I could put it in a vaccine. You know, dude, we got another Kamala Harris' husband, Nikki Nines, gonna do another live stream with psychologist Scott McKinnon tonight. Ooh, we got a Kamala the 8th Harris or the Joker laugh coming out. With another psychology breakdown. Nikki Nines, Gape Factory, gape me.
That sounds so fucking gay.
Yeah. So what's the deal, real talk for Messiah? Are you Nikki Nines coming out to Fort Murray to fucking kill me or what? Because I got a lot of shit documented. Apparently you guys want to come out and kill me now. Dave Rose gave you my address.
I did.
And you guys are coming to kill me, so that's kind of...
I don't know about that, but...
kind of doxing with intent to harm. So that's...
No, that would be factually incorrect. Again, after fucking 3 years of this shit, you still don't understand the definition of doxing. Good job there. Good job.
Illegal. So you guys coming out to do some illegal activities, or...
That's hilarious. Are you criminals going to do criminal activity? Could you tell me when you're going to do that criminal activity? how many fucking crime shows do you watch, asshole? Like, do you really think people are going to telegraph something if they're going to do something like that?
Just wondering, man. So, do we need to go to a Kurt?
It's hilarious, though. It's like, please tell me when you're coming. Please, I don't like this dread. You know, I don't know. It's the same bullshit. He's like, well, when's this tribunal? When's this tribunal? Oh, my God.
Law, or do you want to handle this like men?
Men use the law.
Because Dave Rose won't handle it like a man because he's obviously skinny dweeb with a shaved head now.
Oh, so I shaved my head, I became a skinny dweeb? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I mean, just because I don't have hair, well, I have less hair than I did before, doesn't just instantly change who I was. What are you, fucking stupid?
You know, he's a bitch.
Yeah, and again, it's just like, oh, now he's got a lazy eye. It's like, but I always did. I always did. Now that you notice it, now you found the crux, the Achilles heel to Dave Rose. Yeah, Dave Rose can prove me to be an absolute moron, but hey, he's got a lazy eye, so therefore all his arguments are wrong, right? Is that how it works?
He's going to handle it legally, but the rest of it...
Oh, I handle it perfectly legally. I haven't broken the law once, and you can't even help yourself from breaking the law.
If you want to get down like men, I mean, you can do it with fists or you can do it with guns.
No, the pen is mightier than the sword, and the civilized don't need to resort to violence to inflict irreparable harm upon our inferiors. You, Skunty, being one of said inferiors.
Doesn't matter. You know what I was doing last time? I was firing off a rifle in the woods. And
that, again, is more bluster and bullshit from Skunty. Oh, look at this. And it's an attempt to try to intimidate because this sad little boy, again, his sister revealed to us, but his sad little boy trying to puff out his chest, just like the Mark Skunty I knew.
That's what I was doing, buddy. What do you guys do for fun?
Well, first of all, I never telegraph anything to do about firearms. I actually actively encourage people to never admit whether they do own firearms on streams and whether or not to admit how many they may or may not own. You know, it's called operational security, something that you have no idea on. But yeah, I love firing off firearms. Am I going to tell you where I go, when I go, who I go? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fucking keep you appraised. But if you don't think that I'm familiar with firearms, you're fucking stupid.
So, anytime you want to build that underground tunnel, the underground to Canada there, slave man, fake talk, fucking pun messiah, you want to come up here with Nicky the Mormon?
So, already and automatically we get Scott going right to race. Why? What's the benefit of going right to race? Directly to race. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to show? That you have moral authority on who is black, who is not, who's white, who is not. Like, what is the purpose?
Fake fuck from Edmonton, you're more than welcome. Okay? Because I know a bitch when I see one.
Yeah, you see it every morning when you look in the mirror.
What I find hilarious, especially for you black folks out there, you follow...
That's right, it's Scott X. Scott X, you know, former slave, recently, you know, immaculated and released. He can now speak for all subjugated black people, right?
Dave Rose's advice to do shit to people criminally, and then he sits back.
Yet he doesn't give any details.
And goes, well, I'm handling everything legally.
But I am, Mr. Consistent.
I'll just leave it to the rest of you guys to deal with that. If you haven't noticed, and this is the man that you guys follow, Jim Jones in Jonestown, just fucking sacrifice yourselves already. Just...
Talk about obsessed. He can't accept the fact that people listen to me and don't listen to him.
Do what Alex Jones said today. You know, Alex Jones is on air and he said, All right, Bill Gates did the fucking ice bucket challenge. I want Bill Gates to do the suicide challenge. I want him to blow his fucking brains out on air. Blow your fucking brains out on air, Bill Gates. And I'll do it too. We'll do the suicide challenge since you want to lead the depopulation of humanity. Blow your fucking brains out and I'll do it too. Making sense yet there, fake top?
We are an island in the rock in the sea. We are an island as proud as can be.
Home of my hurt. Cape Breton. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another update that can be made into a 45-hour stream. My name is DJ Scotty MC, the controller of the community and the infiltrator of minds. I'm here to talk about Tony from the rear. Now, Tony did claim to me, and I do have a record of that, he is mafia. He is also rich. He did tell Fat Mouth Morrison that when he was going to win that argument, which he lost, that he would give him $100,000. Tony lost that argument and made up all excuses that he didn't have that $100,000. Now, Tony told me that he's a millionaire. He also told me, which I've documented, that his uncle was Whitey Bulger, one of the most notorious mafia members in Boston. We're going to have to look into that because that's obviously a lie, and to lie about having mafia family members is probably a killable offense. So there's a lot of things that can be done to Tony, and the only reason I involved his wife was because yeah, so like, you know, it's not about his wife. My, you know, if you ever noticed, my glasses are upside down because I'm cool like that. But, you know, it's not really about his wife. I just fear for his wife's life and her endangerment since Tony's been through multiple windshields and drives around smoking weed.
That has nothing to do with you revealing her full name or revealing where she works. Unintentional doxing, which you said and admitted that if somebody is going to say something, regardless if another person is involved with that problem or not, you're going to fucking dox them.
But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, no, it's definitely here.
Really, you can move on to Dave Rose, who's now harboring a fugitive and terrorist in Young Republican.
This guy's a fucking moron. How am I harboring a fugitive and a terrorist? Wire's not a fugitive, nor is he a terrorist. And I can't really be harboring him, you know, again, if you understand the root word, harbor, if he's not even in my vicinity, you fucking moron.
I do have Dave stated on the record saying all kinds of things about Young Republican, and now I do.
Okay, and are those, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Are you going to produce them? I mean, because every time that you mention something, it would be good to back it up, because if not, all it is like, oh, I've got the proof. And that's the same shit we've heard for the last 3 years. It's all bluster. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all hot air. Just like those big, inflated, chubby cheeks of yours. That big, fucking, disgusting chin of yours. You know, it's just bloated. It's bloated with fallacy.
You have him recorded saying that he will protect Young Republican at all costs. So we have that as well documented.
Good for you. Now do something with it, buddy. You keep saying, oh, I'm going to do something, and we never see you do something.
And put into a file. And there's a lot of things the community has not heard or saw yet. And we're not here to create content. We're here to actually take down people legally. So
that wasn't your MO previously. So I guess with me and my reminder that you're a fucking moron, that you're constantly committing crimes, that I'm cognizant of what is legal and not, that you would obviously start to utilize that as your current day narrative.
We're not here to do anything except for win.
But you keep losing. So, I mean, you're 0 for 3,000. What else? What else is going to happen other than you keep losing?
So we will win.
No, you've lost entirely. Everyone knows where you are now. You can't get away from that. You're scared shitless that Nicky's going to take a little drive up to where you are. Maybe bring some Mormons with him that might want to share the good word. You're scared that Real Talk might end up joining Nikki as well. I mean, you're a pussy. You're a coward. You are powerless. You are nothing.
You guys can sit there all day long in your boring ass lives.
That seems very similar to so many different comments that we get in the chats that are coming out from names that are very different from that of Scott McKinnon, yet the language is always the same. You reveal yourself, Skunty. Now, speaking of another individual of intellectual prowess who is capable, like myself, to see through and into the psyche of the psychotic, we have Travis TLC, the man with the golden gun and the golden eye. Welcome.
Oh, come on. Real quick, Dave, I only have a second. I just wanted to point out something that sounded really interesting to me that I'd never noticed. I don't know how far delayed I am from the video, but you were just playing one of his things where he was referring to, like, he was saying, we just want to win, or we want to take you down legally, or something like that, right?
I did not comment on that, but you did comment to me about that today. Great points, totally agree with, so you have the floor.
Yeah, so that's really interesting to me that he's referring to a plural we. This is very similar to that flooding of fucking fake accounts from him and his friends yesterday, where they also were referring to we and us are doing this and stuff like that. That's really interesting. And then it just so happens that we get one of his friends putting up a video during your stream, again, helping Scott with a very well-written description, just like those accounts were very well written as well. This person takes pride in their grammar, and I respect that. It's just really interesting to me how Scott's referring to we and us, and these accounts that are never against Scott are also referring to we and us.
See, that is a great point.
There's a connection there. Do you think there's a connection between this?
Most definitely there is. And that is something that you did mention I wanted to comment on, is the whole, statistically speaking, it's impossible that all these accounts would not at least have one bad thing to say about Skunty, unless, of course, he was part of that group.
Yeah, it's interesting how they'll go after me, they'll go after you, they'll go after Ken especially. They really like to go after Ken. And sometimes even Joe, which is a little strange. But they never go after Scott. I mean, maybe it's because Scott is just such a upstanding, great person around here that is so incredibly justified in everything he does. Maybe that's why they don't go after him or ever address him, actually, which is interesting. But they always accompany him when he comes in. It's just weird how that all just happens to work out together.
Yeah, very often in twos. Very often in twos. But hey, what's noticing?
I am crazy.
Patterns.
I am a crazy person. Yeah, I mean, I am a crazy person and incredibly stupid. So there's no way that I could be onto something here at all. But I don't know. To me, this connection seems awfully strange. And I just wonder, if maybe he's connected to all these. Maybe I'm just losing it, since I am so consumed with all this in my entire life, which I don't have. But I don't know. I just see these connections, and it all just adds up to one thing to me. I don't think that there's some outside source that none of us know of, because Scott would have given it away as he gives everything away.
Yep.
He would have given it away already. So I think it's pretty clear who's helping out here. I don't think it's a mystery anymore.
Yeah, he lives in.
Seems pretty obvious.
Lives in a
me.
suburb of Detroit.
Yes.
Well, at least
and
one of
has
them does.
really good grammar. Has really good grammar. I would just like to compliment them on that, because that it makes it clear that it's not Scott, because Scott is not capable
he's
of
not.
writing a coherent sentence whatsoever, let alone one with actual punctuation or anything like that, or any type of sentence structure. He's way too fucking lazy to do that. But this other person that's helping out can write very well, almost like paragraph lengths, like in descriptions and stuff. It's interesting how that happens.
Yeah, very, but it's just comical that they don't seem to think that that we won't see through it.
Yeah, it's a big, big mystery, you know. But anyways, I just wanted to point that out, that he's, again, referring to this we and us thing, showing that there's others involved, connected to him, helping him out, doing all this stuff. So, again, Scott gives everything away. If you just pay attention enough, he gives it away. He just can't hold this shit in. He's just gotta fucking let it go, you know?
Yep.
Which I love. It makes things so much easier for me and everyone else, to be honest. But that's all the time I have. I just wanted to point that out. And if you want to, at any point, you can show that thing I sent you. That's a pretty interesting little comparison that I noticed. Can't say anything definitive from it because it's just one example, you know. But it is interesting. I think you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah. I don't plan to show that because that's just, I mean, it's just more evidence that, you know, it could go on a slideshow and stuff, and people already see it for what it is. The funny thing is the only people that are fighting your analysis on language are the ones that are guilty. So it's obvious that Scott, you know, so jealous that the fact that he's been caught will change his, you know, name to just watch the video, Travis. Oh, why aren't you talking, Travis? It's like, no, it's one or the other. Bud. Come on.
Yeah, that was fun. I got told to not.
You just cut out there.
I get in trouble for talking, and then I get in trouble for not talking. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Did I lose connection there for a second?
Just for a moment.
Did I lose connection?
Yeah, just for a moment. You're not there?
Oh, sorry. Anyways, that was all I had, so I'll let you get back to it.
All right, thank you. There we have Travis TLC.
See ya.
Another person who's exposed Skunty and did a magnificent job doing so, as well as Chrissy Moore and Alan Quills. But comical, nonetheless. Wow, look at that. 29 thumbs up, 13 thumbs down. Did they all log out so they could go to some other show? I mean, what, is Joe doing a live Q&A right now? Not that I'm seeing. Who knows? But, yeah, well, that's interesting. Regardless, I think we are quite satiated today. We had quite the nice extensive meal, going for close to 3 hours. And we had a nice plethora of different dishes to be enjoyed today. I hope that everyone did enjoy them. And, you know, we'll take a few minutes before we wind down. I'll just take a look at the chat here. Also, I'm sure that Skunty will be active tonight making videos, especially while we're doing Livewire and having Friday Night Fire and having fake fun. Because apparently we can't have real fun. And, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see like 20, 30 videos tomorrow. He's raging on his phone, 5-minute max. And then he has to start over, and, well, you know. But see, I'm going to be having fun tonight on Friday Night Fire. The birdies and the sparrows are going to be all capturing that information. But I'm going to be having fun. And it should be a lot of good things tonight, actually. So Friday Night Fire should start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to check it out on the Foul Mouths Network. And I want to thank everyone that did choose to spend their time with us here today. It was a very beneficial day, I would say. A lot was discussed, a lot was revealed, and as always, a lot was exposed. On that note, I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you next time at the Drama Diner. #HotDogHead.